Hey everyone, and welcome to the party. My name is Fox, and me and my wonderful friends today are going to be bringing you a lovely, lovely game of Stars Asunder. But first, real quick, we need to talk about sponsors because, my friends, capitalism waits for no one. So, quick shout out to Tabletop Loot, to So Nerdware, of course, to the wonderful Devin Rue, and as ever, a big shout out to our sponsor, Roll20, for helping make all of this possible. Especially if you look right down there, there's their handiwork. That's this wonderful roller we've got. It's because of them. So head over here to the chat, check out links for all of our great sponsors. We also just want to mention we've got a Patreon that you can come and subscribe to. You can send us money, and we will take that money and push it into a role-playing game machine. And then out the other end comes amazing role-playing game content. So again, head down below, click on the Patreon link, or go over there in the chat and click that link over there. Finally, we have a Discord. That is how I met that person, and that person, and that person. I met them all on the Discord, which again, there's a link down there below that you can go check it out and hang out with all these amazing folks, or you can go over there. There's a link over there as well. So we got Discords, we got Patreons, we got sponsors. I think we're ready to introduce some players. So we are gonna take it around the horn real quick, and I'm going to close some windows because I have too many windows open. Hashtag real life. We'll start with Kupo Knight over here. Hey, tell us who you are, and who you're playing today.
Hello, I'm Gemma. I go by Kupo Knight on the Twitters, and I will be playing Zenith Impera, the Space Bastards mechanic.
These are just. By the way, like I haven't taken a moment to like really shout out all of my players. All of you just brought it with the names, and they make me very happy. For example, Michelle, tell them who you are and who you're playing today.
Hi, I'm Michelle, and I'm playing Thorn, the pilot of the Crypto Fade.
And Michi, same questions.
Hi, I am Michi, or at Michisaurus everywhere on the internet. Tonight I am playing Praxis Zan, who is the mystic of the group.
And as ever, I am Fox Barrett. I'm going to be the master of games for tonight's session of Scum and Villainy.
Where are you going, Fox? No.
I'm just going over here to get the book because I can never remember who wrote this thing, and it was Strass Asimovic and John LaBouffe Little. It's their game, and we're gonna play it here tonight, episode 2 of Stars Asunder. I know we've been offline a little bit. Some things have had to kind of shake themselves out, but we're here. We're queer, and we're ready to do things in space. Yeah, well, it's always pretty predictable with me when things are coming. Sadly, Jack could not join us today. They had a thing they had to go take care of, so it's just gonna be the three of us. And we are going to try to get into as much trouble as we possibly can. So, I realize, gotta make sure I can see all the chats, because sometimes people say things in Twitch and I gotta yell at them. There we go. All right. So, when we last left our heroes, actually, would anybody else rather like to recap what the hell happened last time? Because I'm open to letting the players explain just what trouble they got into.
Okay, so we opened up in a prison, and things went dark, and we're like, what's going on? And we find out that we were actually there on a job, and we were there to break out a very kind individual who had a rap sheet longer than I think the ship that we pilot. I mean, it was just thing after thing after thing. And together we were able to break this person out. We blew open a hole in the cell, and we got in the ship, and I piloted us our way, and we ended up encountering someone, and we made the deal of, well, we can't give you the person right now because we actually have to, land them. But this is where we're going to drop them off, because our job is to just drop them off. If something happens to them afterwards, well, then, hey, that's on them, not us. We did our job.
Yeah.
And Signal must have been happy because we got paid.
Yeah. You always get paid. Signal's always good to their word when you've never been stiffed by Signal. Not once, not ever. So that's the long and short of it. So we now join our heroes already in progress. We open in as ever in space, and in the distance there are two. Like we see one massive, like, horrendous rock. It's the size of a planet, but it's not a sphere like you would expect a planet to be. It's covered in like craters. It's this dark gray, just this mass of rubble and destruction. And as it turns, you see that there's a second rock on the far side of it, as if it had been scooped out of that closer one. But running between these two is a massive cylinder of metal. It's like somebody had taken spaceships and scaffolding and bits of space stations and new construction and like smashed all of it together for miles and miles and miles in length and diameter. And as it rotates, we see like it's what's joining these two chunks of rock together. Buzzing around this massive stellar situation, let's say, is a number of ships of all sizes. There are massive carriers floating around. There are tiny personal vessels, not much bigger than a car, like flying through, zipping, coming in and out of this place. Just like the whole place is a constant hum of activity. This is Sunder, and this is sort of the hub of like anyone who's a criminal operates either out of some Sunder or has some business interest there. It is a forgotten planet, destroyed several decades ago by a terrifying device called a flux bomb, as part of the let's just say the political unrest in the larger Taro sector. And as we approach this, we see the cryptophage kind of like blow past the camera on its way towards one of the like dozens, if not hundreds, of improvised docking situations that make up the outer sections of the structure on Sunder. And like it's not a calm trip. Like there's one of those larger carrier ships is under attack by like 3 smaller vessels. And nobody around seems to care. They're just shooting at each other in open space near Sunder. But this is normal. Part of it starts exploding, but hey, these things happen. You bring the cryptophage in to the, let's just call it landing area J. Why not? And let's see. This is... Do I want a landing pad? Nah, we'll keep it simple. So this particular chunk of Sunder, its docking area, because the surface of Sunder has no atmosphere. It was completely annihilated when the planet was cracked in two. So anything outside of that big structure I described is just hard vacuum. So the docking area you're going to, if you'll imagine like a long cylinder that you fly the ship inside of, and then all along that inside of that cylinder are just varying airlock like tubes that like extend out to meet ships. So it's like being inside of a tube just filled with ships, like in a big circle around you, and each of those is then like tethered to the wall of that cylinder. And as you don't really get clearance so much on Sunder, you just kind of find a parking spot, but there is something resembling an air traffic control, and I am very curious, Thorn, when you go to land the ship, do you use the cryptophage's actual transponder signal, or do you spoof the ship as some other ship?
Well, we're going to be here a few days.
Yes, for sure. You anticipate it, at least.
Yes. So I believe when we agreed, we're going to be here for a bit, it's easier just to kind of come in as the cryptophage. Okay.
All right. These are decisions you can make. No, it's fine. So you get, you rattle off your registration number or whatever to the weird sneezy guy on the other side of the radio. He croaks back that, like, yeah, there's a bay open in like J73. You bring the crypto fade up, dock her with the side of the ring, and we cut to the interior of this part of the docking ring for Asunder, and we see, like, if you've ever watched Deep Space Nine, they've got those big almost vault style airlock doors that kind of roll in and out like a big wheel almost, and we kind of see one of those like pull aside, and out steps like the enormous tattered boots of one Rhombix Zero, as the camera kind of pulls up and pulls back a bit, and she's like still wearing like the light blue prison uniform. It still says like prisoner across her back. She hasn't changed at all on the trip over here. And she kind of like, she's the first one off of the ship, and she kind of like glances back over her shoulder and just sort of grunts what you assume is a thank you. As she takes her first step off of like through this airlock and into a just massive crowded market area, like right up next to where all the ships land, there's sort of a bazaar of sorts, where it's people coming and going, getting onto and off of ships, and there's a zillion people with like little pop-up shops, or like just tables out. People are selling things out of, like, hey, I've got my coat open, what are you buying, kind of thing. Just hanging out. And one of these people, a very small, almost rat-like man, in a filthy green coat, sort of snivelingly like comes up to Rhombix as if to say something to her, and as soon as he gets as much as out of his mouth, she just lays him out, one punch straight to the ground. Rolls the nice man over, pulls the gun out from his belt, shoves it into her own, and disappears into the crowd. Farewell, Rhombix Zero.
I like her.
She's taking care of her own business. Don't you sweat her. She knew it.
They're not part of the team. Damn.
No, Rhombix is not sticking around. She's got her own. She's got software piracy to go take care of. And
That's a mood.
Animal trafficking, or whatever the hell else I listed.
Mood.
There are parking violations, I think, as well. She needs to go make. So anyway, so she disappears into the crowd, which is massive. Indeed, people are like barking out, like, they've got foodstuffs, they've got like supplies, I've got like parts for landing gear, like all this shit is kind of barking out at you as you step from the ship. So mechanically, this is where it gets a little weird, because Scum and Villainy is broken into different phases, and if this was a video game, there'd now be like a big thing that comes up and says like Downtime. We are now in what's called Downtime. In Downtime, you can do a number of different actions. You get 2 actions for free, and then you can purchase additional ones. But the long and short of it is, if I don't remember where in the book all of those are listed, because I've got the GM reference up in front of me. Apologies. On page 184 of the book, if you look in there. But I'm going to give you a quick rundown of just like what they are. I'm not going to get into details on them. And then I'm going to explain how we're going to handle them here. So just real quick. During Downtime, you can acquire an asset. You can craft something. You can indulge your vice, which is good. You can lay low, which is kind of good. You can do a long-term project. You can recover from harm. You can repair the ship, or you can train. So the way I want to handle that, you can do any 2 of those for free, and you can buy additional ones by spending credits. So the way I kind of want to handle that is, I figure at least one of your Downtime actions, we can do some like heavy narration on, or RPing, or you guys can, like, if both of you want, like, hey, we both want to train or something, like, you could do something together, or, that kind of stuff. But mechanically speaking, since all of these different Downtime activities have different effects on your character, or what you have, we got to kind of figure out, like, which one folks want to take. So, you've stepped off your ship. The whole of a essentially pirate cove in space awaits before you. Does anybody at the jump here have any idea like what Downtime activities they would be interested in taking before I start calling on the class?
I have a couple of stress, and I would like to indulge my vice.
Okay, so that is a great place to start. What is your vice, actually?
Pleasure, but I know that's very broad.
It's extremely broad in a really great way.
So Thorn, for reasons, everything is new for her. So it's one of those things where, Praxis, what are you going to be up to?
Oh, God.
Well, I mean, one of those things is also going to be indulging vice.
What's your vice?
Drugs.
Okay.
Oh, please let this be what I think it's going to be.
You can get drugs on Sunder. You can get drugs people have never heard of on Sunder. So.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Okay, but I have tried many of your drugs, which some of them are very, very interesting. I did not know. I still don't know what I did that one time with that pink pill you gave me.
Pink pills were good.
Zip chimes in from like Zip doesn't leave the ship with y'all, but he's back like inside the ship and just chimes up with, "I remember, and I didn't like cleaning it up."
Okay. So what's something new that's not drug related I could try?
What things have you done? I mean, other than drugs.
I had, let's see, I had chocolate in a bar. Like, no, not like in a bar with drinks, but it came in the shape of a bar.
Yeah.
And that was good. That was good. I had like these little puff pastry things, and I had Brussels sprouts, which I'm not sure about.
There's definitely the smell of food wafting down the corridor, because there are like just people serving like street vendor style food as you go down this. Essentially, you're inside a big metal structure that's just full of people. Think you're basically in a space station, and like further down the corridor in either direction, you definitely smell food. This is a bit of window dressing.
I guess I didn't realize that socks are supposed to match.
They don't have to.
Zip is laughing you can hear him laughing in the ship.
I think my yellow stripes go with the flower pants. Don't you think so?
Fabulous. Looks absolutely fabulous.
Okay. So what do you think? What should I try? What should I try?
You've done a lot of food stuff. Well, there's a lot of food stuff. This is a hard question.
As are you just like standing out in front of the oh god, what's the word for it, airlock, as you have this discussion? Are you moving through Sunder as you talk about this? Are you going in particular? Or is this just kind of like just so I know?
I think after we heard Zip talk about cleaning something up, we probably started walking. We're just like, bye, okay, whatever,
It's fine.
As you're like moving through the crowd, like a woman, a young woman in a filthy green baseball cap and like a yellow tank top, like grabs your arm, Thorn, and says like, hey, you're looking for a good time? You're trying to find a good time? Huh? You're looking for fun, right? You're trying to find some fun around here? Huh? Fun?
Yes.
Yeah. I know a guy who knows a guy who's looking for some fun. I can get you all kinds of fun.
What kind of fun are you talking about here?
I mean, I got friends. They'll show you a good time. They'll show you a good time. You know, it's reasonably priced. Very clean. She kind of like shifts her baseball hat a little bit. She's just like smiling. She's missing a couple teeth. Yeah. Just come back with me. What do you do?
I'm gonna defer to Thorn and just be like, what do you think? Do you want to go find something on our own?
This woman has not let go of your arm yet, by the way.
Oh, wow, you are touchy.
Yeah. Very touchy, very touchy. Touchy.
Is this touchy fun?
Yeah. Touchy fun. You know, touchy fun? Like shiatsu.
I don't know, Praxis, I'm not ready for touchy fun.
That's totally cool. Touchy fun is great, but you have to be ready for it.
Very clean.
I think we're good, friend.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Stop with the touching. Stop.
You pull your arm away, and she looks very crestfallen for like a second, and then immediately moves to like the older gentleman behind you and rolls into the same pitch immediately. Just wanted to give you a massage. I don't see what the big deal is.
The touchy fun.
So anyway,
What about so I've done a lot of food, but I keep drinking water with it. I know. How about a new liquid? I haven't tried a new liquid.
Oh yeah, we can definitely go for drinks.
Has Thorn never had booze?
No.
Okay. That's important. Excuse me, important note as the GM. All right. Yeah, you could just go to a bar.
So
alcohol is a drug.
Praxis kind of looks around and tries to find like the least dive bar in the area.
No such thing on Sunder.
Is it the least?
Okay.
Some
All
of
right.
them might have like mixed drinks instead of just beer and liquor.
Ooh, wow. Okay, that's a big ask. You hit your first bar, and you have to ask directions for another bar, and the person behind the bar, as soon as you say mixed drinks, they just kind of fold their arms and stare at you. The wino at the bar, however, like lifts his head up and says something about a place called, let's say the bar is called the Engine Block. It's about... It's 2 decks down, and all you gotta get to it is... But with those directions, you do manage to make it down there, and you do get to a place that will occasionally put one fluid into another fluid. The engine block is reasonably calm at this hour. There's not a lot of people punching each other. There's a couple of creepy guys in the back that, like, they're holding cards, but they're not playing cards. They're just staring at you as you enter.
I'm gonna just kind of give them a glance and just keep walking to the bar.
They don't blink either. It's weird.
Of course they don't.
Real quick, I just need to know. So Zenith, what are you doing during all of this?
So, okay, I was thinking I had a stall, like,
Okay.
I was selling, like, maybe not selling stuff, but I have like a little repair shop, and I'm just kind of like, well, I'm behind like my telescreen, like computing and stuff like that, and every once in a while I'll look up and just kind of tiredly yell out, "Get your repairs here."
Oh my god. Okay, so is this like something? This is like a side gig that you run, like out of the ship then, or something? Like when you guys are not actively on a job, this is kind of your day-to-day thing.
Yeah. Or well, okay. I want to back it up.
Absolutely.
So am I playing as if I've been on the crew the whole time?
Yes, 100%. You are a full-fledged member of the crew of the Crypto Fade. You are her, because you went with the engineer, right? Or the engineer,
I went mechanic.
Mechanic is what they call it.
Yeah.
Yes, you are the mechanic of the Crypto Fade.
Okay.
Have been for some time. You've been on several jobs with Praxis and Thorn and Fix.
Oh, cool. Cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, all of you know each other.
My bad. I should have asked this prior to streaming. But
Hey, that's how we shake these things out. Like I said, We had to figure some stuff.
If that's the case, no, I am already at the bar.
Okay.
Drinking is my vice.
What the hell? What took you guys so long?
Yeah, pretty much. I kind of just, I look at Thorn, I look at the both of them and go, what took you guys so long? And I'm just like drinking my third beer, because I know how bars roll in Sunder.
Oh, yeah.
Touchy fun, that's what took so long.
Touchy.
Someone tried to take us to touchy fun. I'm not ready for touchy fun yet.
No, only when you're ready, Thorn. Don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. They can go fuck themselves. And I just start drinking again. Hey, barkeep, I kind of look at Thorn like, what would they drink? What would be...
I've never had anything before.
I know. Praxis, what do you think? A wine, a beer? What should we start them off with? Like, I don't know.
The bartender, by the way, is a synth. They have like not a gorilla's torso, but like the mechanical equivalent of like a big gorilla torso, with like metal arms on either side that look, like human arms. Kind of like, if you think about like how Cable has those like metal arms, the X-Man, he's got those on either side. And rather than like eyes, he's got like a screen display here with like digital eyes on them. Not like creepy, they're like very robotic eyes.
You do.
Normal mouth though, it looks fairly normal.
Oh.
Yeah, so anyway, so he's just kind of like, meh, while you two are talking.
Probably something on the sweeter side, I think.
All right, barkeep, how about one of your wines on the sweeter side? Like, it's their first time. Let it go easy, huh?
Meh. And he without breaking eye contact, he reaches down underneath the bar and produces a green bottle covered in dust. The label has worn away. It's kind of like torn and stuff, but it's corked and sealed. Sets it up on the bar, just rips the cork out like it's no big deal. Just woof. And then slides the entire bottle to the three of you.
Sweet.
Rumph.
Can we get a glass for my friends, please?
Reaches under the bar.
Don't do that. Why? This is your job.
Pulls out two glasses. One's like a full pint glass. The other is like, actually, no, he pulls out a pint glass, a shot glass, and like a mug. Sets those out on the bar, pushes them over to you.
Cheers. And okay. Yeah, I pour the wine in the mug, and I kind of slide it over to Thorn and like, all right, try this on for size.
Kind of like strawberries?
So that feels like a good point to make an indulge vice roll. So, indulging your vice is something you do to remove stress. Here we go. Engage in your vice and then roll dice equal to your lowest attribute. You clear stress equal to the highest die result. If you clear more stress than you have marked, you overindulge, and that's bad. We can get to that if anybody overindulges. So, Praxis and Thorn, you both needed to indulge vice because you had some stress you wanted to eliminate, as I recall.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Your attributes are your insight, prowess, and resolve. And your stats in those are, so if you see on your character sheet where there's your pips for things like doctor, hack, rig, and all that shit, and how there's a line demarcating, like after that first pip, there's just like a big hard line there.
Right.
So all the pips on the left side of that line are how many points you have in insight or prowess or resolve. So, like, for example, if I look at Thorn, Thorn, your lowest attribute is resolve because you only have that one pip in a tune, as compared to like insight where you've got a pip in rig and a pip in study, which gives you an insight of 2. So, does that make sense to folks?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. So, oh wait, is there just an indulge vice? There's also just an indulge vice button. There's also just an indulge vice button, which I didn't realize was there. Hi! Roll20 is a wonderful website which gives you just amazing tools to roleplay your games over the internet, and I'm bad at using them. Maybe click that indulge vice button and see what happens, because I might be a fool.
Okay, I'll do it.
Because that might just automatically take care of it.
Okay, no bonus dice, so just...
Yeah, no bonus dice. Okay. So, okay, this is good. This is good. So you don't have a lot of stress. You only have the 2. And you roll a 1. So you clear an amount of stress equal to the highest die result. So you clear 1 stress. It's really good that you rolled low because it means you don't overindulge. So, cool.
Oh, that's what happened. Oh.
Yeah. By contrast, so yeah, Praxis, since you're indulging your vice, please do the same. Let's see how this goes for you.
Oh no.
By contrast... Wait a minute, hang on. Why did it make you roll 2 dice?
Good. Oh.
Because I have...
Do you have nothing you have nothing lower than 2? Holy moly.
Yep.
Okay. That's fun for you.
Damn.
But yeah, you always clear an amount of stress equal to the highest die result. So good news.
Oh, that's good.
Clear all your stress, because you only had 3 stress. However, I've never had somebody overindulge before, so a moment. Let's see.
I feel like Praxis just kind of like takes the bottle and starts drinking from it.
Okay, so when you overindulge, here we go. You make a bad call due to your vice in acquiring it or while under its influence. What did you do? You have 3 choices here. You either had some kind of rash action, which means you did something stupid, and it either reduces your stash by 4, or you take 2 debt. Basically, you go into debt for something, unless you've got money in your stash, which I don't think you guys have any money in your stash yet. Or, big talk. You brag about your exploits, take +2 heat. So, do you want to go into debt, or would you like to take 2 heat, and then we can narrate how this all went down?
Oh, that's tough.
As far as heat goes, I will say, you guys have you only generated 2 heat in, in another sector even. Although I'd probably put it in that sector too. It'd be weird for you to, or not sector, system. You're in the Taro sector that was in a different system. Because your last job went down in the Kushinada system. You're currently in the Orochi system, because that's where Sunder is. But I feel like, it would create heat here in Orochi, so not in Kushinada. So yeah, so you don't currently have any heat in this system for what it's worth. If you just want to do some big talk while you drink, or you can go into debt. That's on you.
Let's do the heat. That sounds like fun.
Fantastic. So I'm just going to give you 2 heat in the Orochi system. So, Thorn, you managed to keep your shit together. Praxis, you completely lose yours. How does that go down? The floor is yours.
How is Thorn? Never mind.
and Zenith, you're there, so feel free to jump in on any of this.
Yeah, I'm just drinking and kind of just making sure Thorn's okay, but I kind of see the slow decay of Praxis, but I don't do anything about it because I'm like, it's my vice, so I'm like, all right, they got it going. Just keep going.
And Thorn, how do you handle your booze?
I learned from the pink pill experience to go slow and to sip. So I'm feeling a little like, woo, but not, and I notice Praxis like, what, wait, what are you talking about? Wait, are we supposed to talk about that? I can't remember.
It's fine. No, it's fine. So, like, they claimed that this place was high security, but we got in really easy, and God, they really need to work on their security there. It's ridiculous.
Behind you at the next table, you just hear, security where?
Security over at the prison in the Kushinada system. You know, the big one.
Oh, yeah. Like I think it was on Asteria. I have to check my notes. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I go up to Praxis. I'm like, hey, let's talk about something else, like maybe non-job related, like how's life?
The drunk comes and sits down at your table as soon as Zenith says, "How's life?" I heard on the extranet there was a thing, man. That was you?
Yeah, no, go away. Who are you? Get out.
I'm Teddy, man.
That's good for you. Go. I go.
What thing did you
with
hear?
This guy.
What did you hear? Praxis, we gotta know what Teddy heard. Make sure it's.
Teddy,
what'd you hear?
Jesus Christ.
Teddy heard that you broke out like a super criminal.
No.
I don't know what you're talking about. Praxis, hey.
Yeah.
It looks like you had, I can't believe I'm saying this, but it looks like you've had way too much.
Oh, it wasn't the alcohol.
Oh man, you're like crossfading, man.
You are.
Nice.
Did you bring
Praxis? I told you not to do that. That's
Praxis. Your name is Praxis? Whoa, like I'm Teddy, man. Hey, so who'd you break out of that prison, man? I heard it was like a super criminal, man.
Well,
I don't think we have any mans here.
Oh, you have Teddy, man.
Teddy.
No,
I don't think
Teddy.
we should have any mans here.
Thorn, you want to help me grab Praxis and we can daddle back to the ship?
Thorn, you're Thorn. I'm Teddy, man. Nice to meet you, man.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
hey.
I'm not ready for touchy fun.
Yeah, no.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, no touchy fun. No touchy funs with my friend. Let's go.
Praxis, come on. No, see, there's a new stash of blue stuff on the ship.
Oh, that's right. There's blue stuff.
There's blue stuff.
Hey,
Yeah.
where's your ship, man? Like maybe tell me about your ship. Like I want to know about the legendary ship that did the thing, man.
It's called
No, Thorn, don't.
It's called the Austin. It's over on Index.
Oh, okay.
Stuff.
Yeah, go check it out in the other deck that we're not on.
Okay, man. And he passes out.
Oh God.
Just right in the middle of your table.
And I can make him forget that.
No, we all need to forget this. Let's just leave him. He looks shit-faced enough that it'll be fine. Who cares?
That's true.
Yeah, let's go get your blue stuff. You know what? Let's go back to the ship and get your blue stuff. Yeah, let's leave.
As you okay. Praxis, you got something?
No, I was just right.
As you like we see as you exit the bar, the camera kind of like pulls back and down to poor Teddy, who's like now snoring on the table. The moment like Zenith's back is like through the door and back out into the street, his eyes snap open, and it's just like he's got a little data pad out, and he's just like making notes of something. Don't worry about him. That was Teddy. Teddy's fun.
This won't bite us in the ass later. It's fine.
It's fine. Just a little heat. It's just a little heat. Don't worry about it. A little hot in here. All right. So that's one downtime action for both Thorn and Praxis. Zenith, you still have both of yours, which again is acquire asset, craft, indulging vice. You don't need to do. You have no stress. Laying low, which does reduce heat in a system that you're not currently in. Work on a long-term project, recover from harm, which you have no harm, repair the ship, which the ship is not damaged, or train, which gives you XP. And then, of course, Praxis and Thorn, you still have one of two to do, so yeah.
You have a bruise. Does that go away on its own, or do I need to?
You have to recover. You have to spend time in recovery.
Okay.
You are It is a very persistent injury, and if you don't baby it, it's not going to get better. It's you got shoved really hard by, let's just say, like an absolute like gorilla of a person. They just said like woomph, and you went bam into that table. Not so much you couldn't do the job at the time, but it's just like you're just sore.
Okay.
Even though you're lightly drunk now, which is helping for sure. That is helping, kind of just like but yes, if you would like to
we'll go and after put some blue stuff in front of Praxis, I'll go and recover.
Okay. Well, we'll say that, yeah, we can kind of tie that into, like, you relaxed for a little bit, you took care of yourself, you had a drink, you know, that's a good painkiller. So go ahead and remove your harm, your level 1 harm. So you no longer have that. So Praxis, you still have 1, and Zenith, you still have 2 downtime actions you can take.
Okay. Well, let me...
And Thorn, if you would like to take any additional ones, you can, but they will cost you 1 credit apiece.
So it sounds like I can't. There's no heat I can help lower because it's not in the right system, correct?
No, it's quite the opposite. Because the job was in a different system.
Yeah.
Let me double check here. Lay low. Reduce the heat and wanted level of a system you're not in. Right. So at present, you're on Sunder, which is in the Orochi system.
Right.
The last job they did was on Asteria, which is in the Kushinada system, which is all the way on the other side of the Taro sector. You could lay low here to burn down some of the heat that you guys picked up from that last job. Totally. Let's see. Say how you get the hegemony off your back and roll an action. And then mark segments down, depending on the results. Unwanted, and then remove 2 heat. Okay, so, basically, you would just need to tell me, like, how you go about laying low. And that's tied to one of the actions that you roll on. So, like, for example, to look at it, that's our pilot. That's not who I'm looking for, lovely though they may be. Like, for example, like, if you wanted to say, like, yeah, I'm going to use my hack to get in and mess around with the criminal reports and, like, the...
Yeah, I was thinking of doing something like that, like maybe messing around with the news headlines and just like, even though it's like on any feeds, just make sure it's not on any feeds at all or not getting as much coverage.
Sure, totally. What does it look like when you hack into the extranet? Which is sort of our version of the internet. It's just like space internet.
Yeah, so, well, I guess it depends, on the level of hacking and where I'm at. So if we're just kind of downtime on the ship, I feel like news feeds can be pretty easy, especially like in this sector. So like I just have like my visual goggle, like I have goggles that I can kind of just use that, and I have
totally like the Cowboy Bebop goggles, just like down
yeah,
in the eyes.
Very
Perfect.
It looks classic, but also at the same time, like I feel like all the computer chips or sensors are like on the side, but yeah, very classic goggle ed style.
Okay.
And I have like kind of thin haptic gloves, so I'm kind of like with my goggles on, kind of doing that and just typing out, like, so an outsider's view is very like, what the hell is
it's just you in a room doing like
it's like
there's elves around me.
It's like Minority Report, but not as cool because it's like I have the goggles and no one sees what I'm doing, so it's just like
I think we get like a really cool shot of like your point of view, and it's just like it's file systems dropping down and being like moved aside, and like
then it's like
we cut to reality.
Reality view is just like,
and it's just like Fix like sitting in the doorway staring at you.
Right.
They just shake their head, move on.
Yeah, and and that is how I would like to reduce the heat.
Okay, fantastic. So, making sure I'm reading this right. Lay low. Here we go. Helps if I look at the right section.
Just a bit.
Yeah. So it says to roll an action, but there's no need because you always remove 2 heat. You only need to worry about rolling an action if you're actually reducing the wanted level. Let me look at the full book just real quick. Hooray, reading rules. I know it's the best part of every stream, folks. But I want to get the full rules in here. Okay. Oh, I think I see why they want you to roll. And say what your character does, roll appropriate action, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Okay, so do me a favor and roll your hack then.
All right.
Let's roll some dice.
All right. What's the position and effect?
Oh, where are you? I'm assuming you're doing this. Is this on the Crypto Fade, or do you have like a place on Sunder that you like go into some back alley or something to do this? Where do you like to hack?
Well, I would like the comfort of my ship, but yeah, let's have it in the and specifically in the engine room where I'm usually hanging out at.
Then your position is definitely controlled. Sorry, what, Praxis?
The sauna.
Oh yeah, it's a little warm in there, by the way, but you know, it's where Zip likes to hang out. But otherwise,
there you go.
Yeah. So your position is controlled. Your effect will be standard. You're a hacker. You do this all the time.
Sure. And then is bonus dice anything? That's
you
nothing.
Have no bonus. So strictly speaking, you guys do have one gambit left from the job. If you want a third die here,
right? No,
I leave that in your hands if you want that. But
nah, it's cool. I'll just be 0.
Okay. That is 3. 4 is a standard 6 or a partial success. Yeah. So you know, you do it. It's a little trickier than you want it to be. You get a little feedback into your system, like you've got. So is the whole is your whole hacking apparatus just the goggles? Do the goggles then like plug into like a box or a computer or like a belt thing, or is it just the goggles?
Right. It's the goggles, but
okay.
I think if I need more heavy duty hacking, I do have like a laptop that I can
okay.
where I can do more heavy play.
So you manage to get in and you screw with like the descriptions of the perpetrators and you change up the look of the ship. It used to look like the Crypto Fade, now it looks like something completely different. And you push it just a little bit too far, and some black eyes, like just we see from your point of view, it's just like all these red boxes go like dur 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 dur. And like there's a little like spark on the side of your goggles, and the screen stays red. So as you whip those off, it's just like they're not broken, really, not anything you couldn't fix in like a day or two, but it's just mildly inconvenient and obnoxious. If like,
oh yeah, for computer, I'm sure this annoys me to no end.
Oh yeah, and it didn't. It hurt a little bit. It was like a friggin' spark went off in your head.
Yeah, like.
But it's
I check to see if there's like some like spark marks or something.
No, it stings like hell, but you're fine. And the goggles will be good in a day or two after you give them some tender love and care. But the good news is you're marginally less wanted in that sector or system. Hooray! There we go. Boom! Look at that. You cleared all the heat in Kushinada and then generated 2 more in Orochi. This is going great. This is a really good downtime. All right, so Zenith and Praxis, you still have 1 more downtime action you can take.
I'm actually going to do some training.
Always a good call when in doubt.
By that I mean I'm going to take my blue things and my happy buzz.
And expand your mind?
Yes. Like kind of sit on the table in the galley.
Okay.
Where Praxis is apparently usually found.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of with the blue drugs in front of her, is just going to sit quietly and meditate for a bit.
Okay. Which attribute are you going to give +1 XP to?
It says I can do playbook advancement, right?
Oh, can you just put it in playbook? My bad. I'm sorry. I thought you had to pick an attribute. You can totally put it just in playbook.
Yeah, you can pick an attribute or playbook.
Yeah. So
yeah. We're gonna just observe the flux for a while.
You just just sort of watch as it. So that's the interesting thing about doing that on Sunder is like in most places, it's kind of like when you're attuned, just kind of like observing the natural flow of the flux in the area is kind of like watching a slightly turbulent ocean where it's like waves are kind of moving along, and sometimes they crash around into the wrong direction, which doesn't really make a lot of sense, but it's the flux. It's kind of weird. Here on Sunder, it's different. It's more like looking out into the ocean, but for some reason parts of the ocean just like dip into a waterfall. And then like there's just a big hole. And then maybe about the middle of that hole, sometimes there's like shooting geysers of water. But the hole's still there. And then on the other side of it, the waves are going the wrong direction again. So it's it's odd here. It's not bad or wrong, and you can still very much manipulate it, but it feels askew. And you're smart enough to guess that that almost certainly has something to do with the fact that when you blow up a planet, that fucks with the flux in the local area. Fucks with the flux. Yeah. That's what I say. So yeah, mark your XP in your playbook advancement then.
Awesome.
Back to Zenith. Yes, you are the only one who has a downtime action left, unless somebody wants to spend cred.
That's right.
And if you're ever just completely stuck, training is always an excellent fallback point. Otherwise, like
I think I'll also train.
Okay. So, how are you training? It doesn't have to be like a big, long, involved thing. Just like if you want to.
Can I use it to fix my goddamn goggles?
Sure. If you want to say that, like, you spending your time like working on that and swearing really loudly.
Yeah.
Is absolutely practice at your craft. So.
Okay. Shit. Goggles. Yeah, just cussing up a storm.
Yeah. From up in the corner of whatever room you're in, you just I guess this would be in the engine room, because that's where he hangs out, which is perfect. So you just hear Zip chime in with, "Did you break your thing?"
Shut up, Zip.
Gonna take that as a yes. Okay. Okay, and he flies out of the room.
God, bird.
Bird. For the audience's sake, just as a reminder, Zip is a tiny synth who's like about a foot tall with like robotic fairy wings. He is not a bird.
Oh.
But
I'll use it as a tease for him. Because I know Zip doesn't like it.
I love that you call him a bird.
Yeah.
He's profoundly hurt.
Yes.
But he fucks off to another part of the ship. Okay. That is everybody's downtime actions. Then things go into free time, which is a time where you can kind of do whatever the hell you want.
Oh, okay. God.
So, you're in port for a couple of days. And you've been making the best of them, occasionally hacking, occasionally getting drunk and talking your mouth off.
Sweet.
Fix said that they needed to go take care of something and has kind of left the ship for a while. So they're not around. But the three of you, I guess, let's see. So you guys have got a galley. Do any of the three of you cook? And I'm not talking about drugs. I mean actually make food.
I'm trying so I can make some of the stuff that I've had.
I think I kind of observe and watch that Thorn doesn't like burn the galley down, because I really like this ship. And maybe help if they need it. Like I think Zenith has done like basic cooking. I kind of had to do my thing in the academy, so I could cook them if I need to. But if Thorn is more than happy to, and I just make sure, like, no, that's salt, not sugar.
Look, I flipped the pancake right this time.
Yes. No, that's great. Practicing. Good job.
Thank you.
Praxis, what are you up to while they try not to burn the galley down?
Oh, Praxis is definitely watching all of this happen, because I feel like she's banned from cooking because she keeps putting drugs in the food.
Fair. I think you start to like go like, "Oh, I'll fix something," and Zips just like interposes himself. Like doesn't even say anything. He just flutters in front of you, just like
Look, it was one time, 2 times. Yes, I've only cooked 3 times. That's not the point.
And thus, and shoos you away from the refrigerator.
Do you think 7 pancakes are enough, or do you want more pancakes?
7 total or each?
Each?
That's a lot of pancakes for one person.
Oh. Well, they're all different sizes, so I wasn't sure.
I think that's a good amount, yes. Leftovers.
I found the syrup. I got the syrup.
Is it actually syrup?
Yeah, wait a minute. Let me check that. just in case it's like oil or something.
It says syrup.
I'm gonna roll a fate die. Oh, there's die roller is over here. Do. Actually, hang on. I need to see Thorn's stats real quick, so I know how many dice to roll.
But I
see that it's not.
When I was shopping.
You do have a study of 1, so we'll give you 1 die for that. Okay. It says syrup on it. It smells syrupy. It's sticky and brown.
I mean, that's what I remember syrup to be, so yeah, this is it.
Okay.
Ooh, lucky us. Legit syrup in space.
Well, I mean, we're kind of on a planet right now, but...
Oh, that's
insofar as Sunder is a planet.
Yeah.
In fact, I'll just give you this. Finding real syrup on Sunder would be a treat.
Yeah, Thorn, where'd you get this? Did we have this in the ship this whole time?
Zip shrugs.
God damn
I
it.
bought it the last time I went shopping.
Oh. Well, that's pretty nice.
Thorn buys all kinds of crap, so no.
Yeah. All right. Let's dig in soon then. Are we done? Are you done making the pancakes?
Yes, because also on the same trip I found this little thing, and look, the head goes. Boop, boop, boop.
Wait, what is that?
Sorry, what?
What is that?
It's a little cat, and the head it goes boop 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 boop. See.
Zip comes and like shoves it and has to begrudgingly admit it is kind of fun actually.
Adorable.
You sit down with your pancakes. As you begin to take a bite into them, like as the mystery brown liquid is being approaching lips, the screen in your galley does a little doo 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 doo. You've got an incoming call. Doo 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 doo. Doo 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 doo.
Can we send it? Do we have to answer? We should answer.
So it's. I will say you would also know. It doesn't say that it's. When you get a message from Signal, it's a very different thing, and it's very clearly obvious. This is just somebody is basically on the phone, like incoming transmission. Doo, 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 doo. Somebody's calling your ship. It's like an incoming hail.
I want to enjoy my pancakes. Can it wait?
Well, we
It'll
can
wait.
eat and talk. We can eat and talk. So we'll answer, but we're still going to eat.
It's sugary. It's sweet. It's not syrup, but it's sugary and sweet.
It does the job. I'll take it.
So yeah, so Zip flies over and like slaps the side of the panel display, and up comes. I don't have the right notes open. A moment. Here we go. Up comes the visage of a man you have not seen in quite some time. He's a guy in his late 30s. He is wearing a very cheap suit with the shirt like buttoned down a bit, so like it's like open so you can see his chest. He's very, very pale. He's got slicked back platinum blonde hair, like really piercing pale blue eyes, and just the biggest goddamn smile. He exudes used car salesman to you as he comes on the screen. He says, if it isn't my favorite crew of the Cryptophade, or at least most of you. I'm sorry, am I interrupting breakfast?
But that's okay, you can talk.
Okay. Just got a little bit of a business proposition for you. I know it's been a while. Oh, you recognize this gentleman, and in fact, a little ID thing will come up on the screen to tell you, like, who the hell is calling you? This gentleman's name is Halifax Blue, and you know that he is associated with the black market. You will remember this, Zenith especially, you'll remember this, because this is the gentleman who hooked you up with the baseline improvements to the Cryptophade. He's the guy that who got you your engine upgrades and your upgraded communications array, so that it could handle those cool systems like your fake transponders. Like without his help, couldn't happen.
Okay, I start sitting up just a bit and stop eating because. Hey, Halifax. A new business proposition?
Zenith, always wonderful to see you. Which, as I suddenly realize, is the GM. Hey, Zenith, could you do me a small favor?
Sure.
One, we haven't gotten Zenith's pronouns, and two,
yeah,
what the hell do you look like? I didn't give you a chance to describe yourself, so I'm so sorry. Mea culpa. Zenith,
no, it's cool.
What do you look like, and what are your pronouns?
All right, so while Zenith is swallowing the last bit of scrumptious pancakes, little do you know that they are a sucker for pancakes and cinnamon rolls. You see an Asian person, pretty ambiguous, but they're non-binary, so their pronouns are they, them. They have a very close-shaved head on both sides, and just a strip of pink hair going down all the way to the nape of the neck. Basically, it's kind of like a very visual, like, space goth, really. They have like black pants, the space version of Doc Marten boots.
Yes.
And the black duster jacket going on to have that little kind of Western goth effect, I guess. Black top, kind of with like strings on the top, like nowadays goths are kind of into right now. Black dark lipstick, and just kind of has this flat tone of voice, and you can't tell if they're really being nice or they hate your guts or they're happy or not. So yeah, that's basically
that is fantastic. Oh my god. All right, that is so good. All right. Yeah, so Halifax kind of like, well, I guess he wouldn't turn to you. He's looking at the screen, but he turns to what you assume is him looking at you on the screen and says, Zenith, chipper as always, I see. Well, it's good. I'm glad you're making use of all of these wonderful improvements we've made. That meal looks real tasty. Thorn, I have to assume that that's your responsibility, because I know, hey, such a great pilot, you're probably good with your hands. I bet you're a real good cook, huh?
Yes, I haven't killed anyone yet.
Hey, any meal you can walk away from, that's what I'm all about. Praxis, God, I hope you're sober. Okay, so I have got a little job for you folks, but doing it over an open channel is probably not like the wisest thing in the world, right? Because like, hey, I know we're on Sunder and things are kind of high flying around here, but you never know who's listening in, right? So if you wouldn't mind meeting me somewhere, I could make a little deal with you. I think it'd be worth your while.
Nothing wrong with talking, right, y'all?
Yeah, and I'll make sure Praxis is, well, at least 80% sober.
That's a high enough percentage. I think that's functioning. Yeah, sure. Just give us the details, and we'll hop right to it.
He goes boop boop zoop and draws down like a little with his hand. He kind of draws like this, and a little box appears on the screen, and it's a short diagram to a little bar called I need a random bar name. We'll say actually no. He's gonna meet you not at a bar. He's gonna meet you at a food stall called the Hungry Hippo. And it's about four decks up and a 10-minute walk down, but it's easy enough to get to from here. It says, all right, y'all just meet me at the Hungry Hippo and we will talk business. Really though, Praxis, I really hope you're not stoned right now. Zoop. And he ends the transmission.
Fucking Halifax, man.
Aww.
So let's is it on Sunder?
Yeah, it's here on Sunder.
Okay. Does it say the exact time? Like, I don't know what time.
Oh, he wants to meet you like ASAP. Like he'll be there at the Hungry Hippo waiting for y'all.
Finish up the last of the pancakes.
This mountain of pancakes.
I eat like 2, but leftovers. Thorn, you want to save this for later?
Yes,
or Praxis, are you gonna get hungry? Praxis, do you get the munchies? I don't know what your drugs do to you. Like, munchies do you want?
Not these. Munchies aren't a thing with these.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll just...
Are you 80% sober?
Probably.
Okay.
The fact that Praxis answered is good enough for me, so let's...
They're uppers. It's fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It's Halifax. It's fine.
It's great. Let's go do this job. Yeah, I'm going to clean the bathroom with a toothbrush.
Is there ever a time when you are like drug free, or is this a constant state?
Zip just starts laughing.
I love you. I just want to make sure.
Times. Like the prison thing. I didn't have any drugs there. It was awful.
Oh my God.
Oh. Okay. So it's something that you like having constantly.
Yes. It helps me attune and see the flux.
Okay.
Do you get like side effects or when you come down from the high?
Actually, I will say, given that comment about it helping her attune, Thorn, you would have no idea. Zenith, you are suspect that that's bullshit. Because you have, as someone who has done research on how the flux works...
Sure, okay. If that helps you attune, if that's what they're calling it nowadays.
Oh, they are. That's a common. Attunement is common.
Okay.
Yeah, indeed, you would know that someone like Praxis is referred to as an attuned person because they are able to use the flux very easily.
Okay, but just the concept of them using the drugs to...
Yeah, that's...
just like... Get out. Okay, all right.
Maybe that's what Praxis believes. You have no idea, but...
Yeah.
People can use the flux drug-free. That's very common.
Okay.
Praxis is just practice.
Yeah.
It's just a really good excuse.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay. Yeah,
funny.
it is.
Okay. Well, as long as you're 80% sober right now, I just want to make sure you're going to be okay.
We can definitely do this.
Cut to...
I'm a professional.
Yeah. All right, let's do this, I guess.
So we cut to a food stand of sort. It's again, it's like it's busy. It's always like busy and bustling. This is a somewhat quieter part. The further you get away from the docks, the less there are people milling about or bustling around, and there's more just sort of people being around, going about their day. The Hungry Hippo is a stand built out of the wall in the sense that like you're pretty sure that this is just a hallway that they then blew out part of the exterior wall of the city here and like built kind of a kitchen into, and then just pushed some some counters and a little overhang that has like a picture of a hippo on it into the wall here. It's all very like welded and jury rigged, and honestly, like just about any other place on Sunder, it does not. OSHA would have a field day. But there's a bunch of mismatched plastic chairs and tables set out from it. And an extremely peppy, extremely pleasant, very short, very round woman in like a giant chef's hat is like, manically running around in the kitchen behind the counter and occasionally taking people's orders and bringing them food and stuff. Sitting at one of the tables, like leaned back. Oh, a moment, I knocked something over.
Oh, I thought you were like...
Sorry, I knocked over my water bottle, which is, hooray, dangerous. I have water next to computer equipment. Don't be me, kids. But yeah, he's kind of like leaned back in his chair, and he's got like a bubble tea, like he's like a really like big gulp sized one in his hand. It's about half drank, with a big plastic straw sticking out of it. Just totally man-spreading in his chair, just kind of like leaned back, and just kind of like, as he sees the three of you approach, he kind of like waves you over to his table. It's just like, and he's like, he was smiling before, like he never seems to stop smiling, but when he sees you, it's like this giant like,
Oh
my God.
Hi.
Do you feel
Halifax.
sober?
Hi. Hi. Hello.
hey, all right, folks, ladies and gentlemen, this is awesome. Okay, so it's always a pleasure, Zenith, Praxis, Thorn. So here's the deal. Here's what I need from y'all. I need to get my notes open is what I need to do, because I'm a bad GM. A moment, please. That's the wrong job. Here we go. Now listen. There's an item that I need you folks to liberate for me. It's nothing tough. It's nothing rough and tumble. Nothing you probably can't handle. It's just that there is a statue that a certain, we'll call them freedom fighter, is looking to move here on Sunder, and it's a statue I've been looking to get my hands on for quite some time. Now, I know you're always on the hunt for your next meal. I get that. But as you may recall, he takes a long sip of his tea. I kind of did you folks a little bit of a favor, earlier this year. So now I'm not saying that this is me calling in to exploit your good graces or anything, but
you're calling it in.
Mm-hmm. Super am. Now I get it. You got costs. You'll get paid. Don't worry about that. But if you steal this little statue for me, baby, we're square. Got me?
Is it little?
It's a little statue. It's about 2 feet tall, which he tries to figure out like how tall 2 feet is and completely fails to it's about 2 feet tall.
I didn't think of you as a collector of statue item types. What's so special about this one?
I have my reasons for wanting to get my hands on this particular piece. What can I say? I may not know art, but I know what I like.
Is it nude?
It is not nude. Why do you think so little of me, Thorn? Really, if I wanted to see breasts, do you really think I would hire you folks to go steal a statue? The extranet exists, people. Come on. You're smarter than that, Thorn. You're just messing with me. Ha ha! That's why I like you. Like, gives the pat on the shoulder. That's why I like you, Thorn.
Is it a cat?
No. Are you... I'm going to take this as you're interested in the job, and I can give you the details.
Yes. What is the statue?
He looks over at Praxis and just kind of like waves his hands in front of her face, just like to make sure. You with us there?
He's gonna move his hand out of the face. It's like, I
okay,
haven't
excellent.
had anything in several hours. It's fine.
Okay, just making sure. Praxis, I'm just looking out for you. Okay, so let's talk about this job. And then he kind of like sets his tea down, like scooches in way and like leans into the table. And he pulls out of his pocket like a small, it's almost like a pyramid, but like if you chop the top of it off so the top was flat, kind of looking device, sets it in the middle of the table and just like bonks it a couple of times with the side of his fist, and it starts to sort of like slowly vibrate. Perfect. Okay. That ought to keep people from listening in. So here's the deal, right? Now, as I get my notes. So, the Sunrise Rebellion, right? They're trying to move a piece of art to kind of fund their continuing war against the big bad guys out there. And they're doing that because they got their hands, or by trying to move a little piece of art called the Wind Dancer. Now, it's a red statue of a woman, about 2 feet tall. You recognize it immediately. She's got her arms like back like this, like she's kind of like flying. She's got her like one leg back. She's a dancing lady, like all red, 2 feet tall, like I say. They're selling it to a art-loving lawyer named Flex Highrise. Now, if that name sounds familiar, I wouldn't, that wouldn't surprise me. This guy is a, let's say, well-paid legal expert for a number of different criminal families. I mean, Casus Belli works as his, like, personal guard, for Christ's sakes. This guy is a problem. But the representative from the Sunrise Rebellion, her name, and he, like, reaches into one pocket, pulls out a piece of paper, shoves it away, reaches into another pocket, pulls out, like, a receipt, turns it upside down. There we go. Now, the seller is a woman named Aisha Barajas. She's going to be coming in on her ship, and those two are going to arrange a little meetup, her and Flex, or probably some of Flex's goons, transfer the statue for cash, and then, go on about their merry ways. All I need you to do is somewhere in that point between when she arrives here on Sunder and he departs Sunder, because as soon as they make the deal, he's fucking off for God knows where, and we'll lose sight of the thing again. Somewhere in that window, get your hand on the statue, Give me a little ringy dingy. Questions.
Do we know where the meet's gonna take place already?
Yeah, I got a guy who has, Yes. Wait while the GM finds it in her notes.
Okay.
Son of a gun. I had a name of a bar. Hang on. Item, buyer, seller. Where's it coming from? Where's it going? Here we go. Yeah. So my understanding is that Aisha is going to be bringing it to a bar on one of the upper levels called Terminal Velocity. It's a more upscale place. It's more of a club than the sort of things you find down here on the lower rings.
I've always wanted to go to that bar.
Right?
It ain't all that. But, you know, hey, this could be a fun adventure for you. The meet's going to be going down there. But, you know, there are other options, of course. It'll be coming in on Aisha's ship. You could always try and do something there. Or after the meet, you could always try and go after one of Flex's ships, which I don't know if he's gonna have like guards with him or anything, but his ship, the Grim Portent, I know it's here. It's already docked. I've seen it, but Aisha's ship hasn't shown up yet that I'm aware of.
Have they met before? Has
No.
they, Aisha?
Terrorists don't usually hang out with like highfalutin criminal lawyers, so nah, they don't really.
True.
They haven't really
They
had a
have the
personal connection.
exchange, so they don't know what each other looks like.
I mean, they probably do, but
Damn.
I mean, that'd be my guess. They made the
So
deal somehow.
So he's here.
Yeah, he's already here. His ship's docked.
Has he been off his ship?
No idea. That sounds like a you problem.
That is a us problem if we take it. Praxis,
Hey,
what do you think?
I'm sure you've got good contacts. I'm sure you've got ways. I'm sure... Praxis, you can read fucking minds and shit, can't you? I don't know. Right? Takes a long draw off of his tea.
We could probably do it.
Are you wanting there to be peace between these two, or if
What I want is a statue. It's about 2 feet tall. It's red. It's called the Wind Dancer. It's of a lady dancing. You get me that, I wipe away this whole favor situation. And you know what, folks, because I'm just such a generous person and I know you've got costs, this job will pay 2 credits. That is very low. That is below standard rate.
I was gonna say, I'm like,
2 credits is like not a lot of money by comparison.
for 2
Mm-hmm.
cred.
Yeah. For 2 cred, you know. I figured that's fair, given that, Hey, Thorn, how fast does your ship go again?
Shit.
past?
Yeah, see, I feel like that's, my fault. I was the one who did that. So, you know, I just figure, fair is fair, right?
You just want a statue. You don't really care what happens to the other people.
And not so much, no. I could give a damn what happens to Flex High Rise. That guy's a dick. And as far as a bunch of freedom fighters go, like, not my war. What do I care? Just looking for a statue.
Do you know how much money is being exchanged for it?
Nope. No idea.
That's an us problem.
That's enough. You are getting onto it. See, Thorn, you're sharp. He like looks at like Zenith in practice. This one, you should listen to her. She's solid head.
Yeah, okay. How
3
about-
cred and our expenses.
3 credit. You're funny. 2
I'm
cred-
sober.
Listen. I can give you the 2 cred up front because I know you won't fuck me on this. But you're not getting more money than that. The money that I would be paying you over this amount, it's on the crypto fade. You know, I hear her communication systems are top notch. Long, slow draw off of his bubble tea.
Yeah, I look at Praxis and Thorn, and I'm like, I hate to say this, but the money that was put on the crypto fade, that is basically our reward, enough of a reward money.
But you'll give us a 2 cred now so we can, make this happen.
Of course. I trust you. Of course. Absolutely. You trust me, right?
All right.
Like, hang on. This is an easy payday. And like, come on, do you really want to be in the hole to the black market? I mean, come on. I like you folks. You're fun. And, you look like Zenith. You always fill my life with such brightness. But more importantly, you're good customers. And I just think that we should really clear the ledger on this one.
I look at the both of them and I'm like, square is easily becoming my favorite shape. I say we do it.
Yeah.
Sounds
nice
like an easy enough job. 2 cred sucks, but
all right. High fives all around.
I just stare at him.
I'm not ready for touchy fun.
Michelle, I love you. Oh. God damn it.
I love this. No.
High five.
No.
All right. Yes. Like kind of like just high fives with both hands. High five. All right, Praxis. Good deal. All right. So, how does he give you the cred?
How does this work?
So here's the thing. I need to take a look real quick at where you've currently got, who's got how much money where, because it's kind of weird. Actually, you know what? He'll just send it directly to... Yeah, he'll send it... Here. We'll do a little electronic transfer. I don't like to carry cash around in this place with these people. Whew. Have you met the people that... Anyway. So he produces like a big clunky device with a bunch of like... It's like an old style cellular phone. Just this giant push buttons on it. He's just like... Chuk, 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 chuk. And I'm pretty sure your account number's still the same. Elbows the side of it. All right. You check your accounts. You'll find those 2 cred are there for your usal and perusal. So, if we're done here, then you can get on about your business of figuring out how you want to handle this whole situation. So, thanks as ever. It's always been a pleasure. Zenith, Thorn, Praxis.
Sure. Yep. Bye.
And he picks up his little device from the middle of the table and deactivates it, shaking. As he walks away, he gives like a little bit of like, hey, business guns to the nice lady behind the counter who's like cooking all the food. She doesn't even look at him. And I think on that note, we're going to go ahead and take our break because we're at about that time anyway, as we figure out how to go into the engagement role after this. So real quick, I do just want to give one more shout out to our sponsor, Roll20. As we're going into break, hey, why don't you go over and check out the world's biggest, baddest assed, and most awesomest virtual tabletop software, Roll20. And tell them we sent you. You can use roll20.net/start/WTTP, sign up for a free account, and, that'll just make our sponsor feel so happy. And when they're happy, we're happy. So with that, we are going to go to break right about nowish. See you in a bit, folks. I'll be back in like 10 minutes.
Today. If you get a second during break, you should check out one of our amazing sponsors. We're now proudly sponsored by Roll20, the best virtual tabletop for all your role-playing needs. Over 4 million people use Roll20's virtual tabletop to power their favorite games. And with more modules than you can shake a stick at on their new revamped storefront, you'll definitely find something for your group to enjoy. Sign up today by clicking the link below or heading to roll20.net/start/WTTP. Tabletop Loot is an amazing place to get your dice bags, dice boxes, and more. And now you can get 15% off your purchase at tabletoploot.com by using the code WTTPDICE at checkout. Tabletop Loot. Your party starts here. While you're at it, check out our so awesome merch store, So Nerdware. So Nerdware is the place to find all your Welcome to the Party merch and other amazing stuff too. Head on over to sonerdware.com and use the code WELCOME at checkout to get 10% off your next purchase. So Nerdware, it's what the nerds wear. Devin Rue, the amazing mistress of maps, has kindly supported the channel since the beginning and provides graphics for many of our streams. Head on over to rueinc.com to check out some of the best fantasy cartography on the web. Our Patreon supports the creators and producers of the channel by providing Roll20 subscriptions, cost coverage for video hosting, and more. If you want to support the channel while getting podcasts a week early, gaming articles that are published on Patreon first, a shout out during our break, and more, head on over to patreon.com/welcomepartyrpg and throw us a buck or $5. And last, but certainly not least, help out the party. Subs and bits not only support the stream, but also every 500 bits or a tier 1 sub gives a player or DM of your choice a reroll or system equivalent, and every 1000 bits or tier 2 sub gives a player or DM of your choice a crit or system equivalent. Thanks again for hanging out with us today. The game will be back in just a few minutes.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Welcome back, folks. We return to you. If you're just joining us, we are about to go do some space crimes. Some art has been stolen, and we need to steal it again. We need to reappropriate what someone else has rightfully stolen. Because that's what it means to be a bastard.
Yes.
So, you have got your basic outline of the job. Is again, you know that this woman with the Sunrise Rebellion, Aisha, is going to be bringing. Oh, you didn't get her name. Well, you have her name now. Whatever.
Yeah, we had her name. Aisha Vargas.
Oh, okay, Rajesh. Yes. Okay, so yes, you know that this woman, Aisha, is going to be bringing a statue called the Wind Dancer to Sunder to sell to a piece of crap named Flex High Rise, and you need to get your hands on that somehow. So, when you start a job in Scum and Villainy, the first thing you need to do is plan it. We, the audience, will never see this planning, because as the players, we're going to pick one of 6 different plan types. So, plans come in these flavors. There is assault, do violence to a target, deception, lure, trick, or manipulate, infiltration, trespass unseen, mystic, engage in mystic like powers, like basically what Praxis does, social, negotiating, bargaining, persuading, and transportation, carrying cargo or people through danger. So assault, deception, infiltration, mystic, social, and transport. Those are the types of plans that you can engage in to get this object. So what are folks thinking? And this is all on page 148 of the core book, by the way, if anybody else wants to have that in front of them to follow along.
Okay.
And then which type of plan you pick will determine what like detail of your plan you need to establish so that we can then do the engagement roll and be off to the races. We're going to jump straight to the action once we figure out what your plan's vaguely going to be.
My first question is, to the crew. So I imagine we're back on board so we can discuss things.
You're on the Crypto Fade.
Okay, so do we want to get the statue from her before it reaches the Flex person? Or do we want to tangle with the Flex person who seems to have a lot of rich, powerful thugs around?
Well, I think that's why I was wondering if they met. Because
they're going to be meeting as well.
Yeah, because if they have never seen each other for the first time, I don't see why we can't like impersonate, like try to distract, get Aisha somewhere else, and then we'll just be like, "I'm Aisha, give me the statue." Okay, thanks, bye. But have we confirmed if they've seen each other before?
You don't know.
You don't know.
I mean,
problem.
That I'm trying to think if there's like if you could pitch to me a good way you could go find that information. Like this is also a good time if you want to do like legwork or something. But like,
yeah, I think if we do go this route, I'd like to like go hack and kind of see like the rebellion, like that Sunrise Rebellion, and see their connections and kind of see if they've ever done this kind of stuff before. If they've met. I think that's what I would do. But this is if we go this route. But I think, damn. Sorry, Michelle, what were you were going with trying to see if we can just get it after the pass or even before?
I was wondering if we could do it before, because it seems as though he might be
the bigger
threat.
threat.
I wonder if I can ask my, because Triv's around here. I wonder if Triv knows what type of ship he has and if he's still been on the ship.
Okay, so you're trying to you want to like try to leverage one of your contacts to gather some information?
Yes.
Okay, so let me take a look here. Who are we talking about? Thorn,
Triv.
Oh, a ship mechanic. Okay, who's here on Sunder.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me take a moment to
But
look up.
but Triv's like someone who like is a ship mechanic who has other mechanics. Like, yeah. So Triv would know. Because I trained with her a little bit.
Yeah, apologies a moment while I look up. Ha! Here we go. So gather information is sort of an action you can take in Scum and Villainy to go find out shit. Here we go. When you want to know something specific about the world, your character can gather information. The GM will ask you how your character gathers the info. If it's common knowledge, yeah, the GM will simply answer your question. If there's an obstacle to discovery, an action roll is called for, etc., 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 etc. Okay, so what you're trying to find out is I'm sorry, what about this guy's ship that you were trying to learn?
Well, what type of ship it basically is, and if he's been on and off of it, or if he's just been like hanging out in his ship waiting for this meeting.
Okay, so the former you definitely would know. Halifax could have told you because like he actually knows that the guy's ship is it's basically a space yacht called the Grim Portent. It's very shiny. It's like the exterior is like freshly painted like white and gold trim. It's
hated already.
Yeah, it's awful. It's just the worst. It's a sort of thing that just like a shitty rich lawyer would drive around in or fly around in because it makes it look like he's extremely successful. It's a yacht, so it is probably itself unarmed. But again, Halifax also pointed out like this guy might have an escort. I have no idea if he's got help or not, but that ship I know is here. Anything more than that you want to know, yeah, is going to take a gather information roll.
Yeah, because people on the docks, they would, ship mechanics who are just doing stuff, see stuff. Just want to know if like he's been on and off the ship. If so, alone.
Okay, sure.
People.
So I'm going to need an action roll for that because that is a little bit trickier. Which of your actions would you use to go along to find that information? Because as a reminder to the audience, the players always tell me which thing they want to roll on and then have to pitch to me how they go about it. And then I tell them how effective that would be. Because this system is weird, but also kind of cool.
Well, I guess it would be perhaps study because I'm wanting to know the pattern of movement.
I guess I could see that. So you're trying to, are you just, is this Thorn, like, going out and, like, watching, the docks then, like, themselves, or are they trying to leverage, that connection you were talking about with,
I like
with
to,
Triv?
like, leverage the thing with Triv to, like, maybe, actually sort of go undercover and as a mechanic, someone who's just doing regular maintenance on things, because maintenance on Sunder has to be done all the time.
Okay.
And just to be able to just,
So what Triv tells you is that they don't know much about this guy. They do know where the ship's docked or whatever. They can get you that information, but I can't tell you what the guy on that ship's been up to, but I can get you footage of the dock area. There's a security camera that's set up to kind of keep a watch on that area because this is a nicer part of Sunder, if such a thing can be believed. So there actually is some passive security in the area, and Triv can get their hands on that footage like no problem. So there's like, yeah, no problem. Like boop boop, here you go, plunk, and plunks days worth of footage, like right in front of you. So yeah, give me that study as you sit there and scrub through footage to see who does or doesn't leave the Grim Portent.
Is this risky, controlled, or desperate?
This is... So you're just doing this on the CryptoFade, and it was unsecured data that was easy enough to get. The position is definitely controlled. I think the effect is limited. It's not the best footage. It's kind of crummy black and white footage. And you're scrubbing through hours upon hours upon hours of it. So yeah, control limited.
No, I want to push myself.
Ooh.
You could. You could definitely push for increased effect, or...
And that extra dice. Yeah. I'm going to push myself. I'm going to, because I want to make sure I stay up, perhaps consume something called caffeine.
They have something up... There's stimulants.
Coffee.
Well,
there's
Praxis,
coffee.
you've got uppers.
Lots of them.
So that would give me a dice, right?
Yes. You can push to have an additional die, or you can push to increase your effect from limited to standard. Either which one of those you want, but...
I'll take the dice.
Okay.
All right.
I will say, if people want to, just to remind people that they can, you can always assist a teammate.
Yeah.
Although I wouldn't bother at this point.
I was gonna say I should have said, and then I see the 6. I'm like, that's fine.
Sorry. So that's 2 stress, right?
Yes. Whenever you push yourself, you take 2 stress.
Yeah, you did push.
A hot
Oh, wow.
6.
Whoop,
Hot.
whoop.
Praxis really. Woo.
The caffeine.
These yellow things.
So
Yeah,
yes.
these
So
stimulants.
So the caffeine, whatever it is that was in that drink you were drinking, that warm, bitter brown liquid, whatever it was, it fucking worked, and you were like glued to this screen. And you have found that, because yeah, you just this is controlled. On a controlled, okay, on a controlled you don't get anything special for rolling a 6. Yeah, you watch through all of this footage, and some rough-looking people in nice suits do come and go, but they all look like they've got like guns on their... Well, actually, they wouldn't have guns on their hips. They have guns in their jackets. But they have the bearing of people who like take no guff. Indeed, like at one point, 2 of them get into a fight, and like some guy starts to draw a knife, and before he can even take half a step forward, one of the guys in the suits just like whips a gun out and blows this guy away. Just poof, dead instantly. Puts his gun back and just walks into the ship like it's no big deal. But they're the only people you ever see coming and going from the ship. So it to be specific, then it doesn't look like Flex has ever. It looks like he stayed on his ship, or has been on his ship the whole time. He has not left the Grim Portent.
Ooh, so he must have everything he needs for fun on that ship.
Very yes. Just from looking at the exterior of his ship, that's what that ship's built for, is for having all of the fun on.
Ooh, guards that just kill. Ooh. But it's nice to know that he hasn't actually been off the ship.
Why? What are you thinking, Thorn?
Well, he's waiting for a phone call, basically. Right? So he's on the ship and he's waiting for a phone call. What if he doesn't get the call? Or something?
I'm pretty sure the meeting's in place already, right?
No.
Yeah. Halifax said that he would be waiting for Aisha's call.
Oh, hey now. That's one little hack that can be done, I think. And I kind of look at the schematic of that god-awful monstrosity of a yacht, and I'm like, think it actually might have good security.
But
Zip thinks it's hilarious.
Yeah. So we can't probably get in there, but what if these rebellion people have crappy equipment?
Who has crappy equipment?
The Sunrise Rebellion. What you know of them is that, like, think of, like, guerrilla fighters. Now put them in space. That's the Sunrise Rebellion. It varies wildly what they're capable of. You know, they are scrappy, resourceful, and desperate.
See, they need to think they've gotten in touch with him.
Yeah.
So
you want to impersonate the lawyer asshole?
Other thing that we could do is we've been focusing on the people.
Yeah.
What if we replace the statue?
Ooh. Can you do some, like, replica stuff? Or I guess I can, too. Maybe.
We just have to get a convincing fake.
Is the Wind Dancer pretty, like, famous? Can I look it up? Can I see if there's a design?
It's famous enough. Like, you could get a picture of it.
Okay.
Yeah. And again, it's like he described. It's a 2-foot-tall red statue of a woman who's just sort of like dancing, like almost as if she's flying. She's got her arms back. She's got one leg back. Like she's kind of like flying forward into the wind.
Not at the arms, just like I'm about to.
Yeah, like
some Naruto running going on.
Yeah. Basically, yeah, actually. Yeah, it's a very graceful. She's wearing a robe. It terminates at her like knees or whatever.
Sure.
So this sounds like you're going for a deception kind of plan?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Yeah, either way, we're trying to. Yeah, we're either we're trying to fool some people.
I like it.
We're fooling some people.
Okay, so
let's fool the asshole. Let's do it. I like it.
All right. So when you choose a plan, you know you have to work out the detail. When you choose a plan, provide the key detail, like the point of attack, the social connection, etc. If you don't know the detail, you can gather information and ask questions in order to discover it. Okay. The detail is also your opportunity to bring in contacts, etc., etc., etc. So I look through everything. So, the main reason for this is to give the GM a jumping off point for your plan. If you want to infiltrate the governor's mansion, that's fine, but tell the GM your point of entry so that they know how to set the first scene. If you're planning on deceiving someone, tell the GM what the deception is. So, okay, so what it sounds like you want to do is make a replica of the Wind Dancer, and
But that's a lot.
What's a lot?
Well, if we make stuff, we still have to intercept them. So what I'm saying is they're going to try to call him. We somehow deceive how we got to lie to them. We keep Rich Boy on his yacht. He's having fun. He didn't even call for the ladies or men. Or, he doesn't have to call out for touchy fun.
Right.
Apparently, all the fun he has.
All right, keep him having touchy fun. Okay.
Yeah. So keep him on the yacht thing.
Yeah.
We need to fool them.
I like that. I feel like he's an asshole enough that he'll do it.
So it sounds like the deception actually then is that you are going to keep Flex and his people from leaving the Grim Portent, and then impersonating those people at the meeting with the people from the Sunrise Rebellion, and essentially making the purchase on behalf of, making the purchase on behalf of them, but basically standing in for Flex High Rise's people. That sounds like that's what your deception here is.
Yeah, I like it.
I dig that one too. Let's do it. I'm just down for anything, really. I like it.
Zip just says, "This is a terrible plan and is going to go poorly, but good luck, everyone."
Most of our plans are terrible plans that should go poorly and don't.
Yeah, go away, Zip.
Okay, so
Zip's trying.
Yeah, bundle of joy, that one.
Let me know if you need any help. Okay, so After the plan and detail are in place, each character chooses their character's load. This indicates how much stuff they're carrying on the operation. You don't have to select individual items, just the maximum amount that they'll have access to during all the action. Armor is also refreshed if anybody has any. So, everybody pick a load. Are you taking a light load, a normal load, or a heavy load on this? And what that basically means is that if you're at a light load, you're completely inconspicuous. Nobody can tell that you're like a criminal up to criminal shit. A normal load means that essentially if somebody really scrutinizes you or like does a search, they're like, okay, hey, hang on, you shouldn't have that many guns. What are you doing? They'll know you're getting up to criminal nonsense. A load of 6, heavy, it's plainly obvious that you are up to like no good. You're walking around in the black ski mask with like the backpack with like the gun sticking out of it. It's like, come on, you can't get out of here with that. I'm calling the cops. Luckily you're on Sunder though.
I was gonna say, I mean...
Yeah. Cops on Sunder are, well, I know this gang down the tube, and I pay them money to beat you up when you steal my shit.
So how are we gonna impersonate this lawyer creep?
So that's something that'll be partially handled by the engagement role.
Okay, cool.
Right now, what you need to worry about is how much crap you want to bring on the job.
How much crap do I want to bring on the job?
I think I'm gonna go for a normal load.
Okay. Normal load. That was my nickname in college.
Because it's Sunder, and if we have to act like bodyguards, we could probably get away with. Yeah.
I want to get away with normal for this one.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody's taking their load. Fantastic. Okay. Gambits. Each ship comes with the gambit total. This is the time when you reset gambits to their maximum value. So, the Cryptophade, because it is a start answer, gets 2 gambits. Woo! Normally you would get a third, but unfortunately your scoundrel character is AWOL at the moment, so just get the 2 gambits right now.
Cool.
That is okay. Okay, the engagement role. Once the players choose a plan and provide its detail, the GM cuts to the action, describing the scene as the crew engages their first obstacle. So, yeah, I guess the detail is, how do you plan to impersonate?
Do we want to impersonate, or do we just? Well, we want to lure them off their ship.
Oh, I thought we were trying to like.
Do we want to fully impersonate the guy?
Well, I was thinking. Out of character, I was thinking that our job was to like keep them like. I mean, he's just waiting for the call, right? So just keep on entertaining them or whatever, and then just keep them busy on the ship.
So the way that I had interpreted things was that we were going to basically intercept the call, pretend to be lawyer dude, and set up the meeting, and then snatch the statue there.
That's what. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Yes.
I'm
Okay.
under that assumption as well.
Okay, so
Yes.
The initial like detail point of your plan of attack is intercepting that call, so that Flex High Rise never gets his ring from the Sunrise Rebellion contact.
Nope, none the wiser.
Okay, awesome. So, let's see here. Rather than expecting the GM to simply get it right each time, we roll dice. This is the engagement roll. The engagement roll is a fortune roll, starting with 1 die for sheer luck. Modify the pool for major advantages or disadvantages. So, okay. Now I get to ask some questions. Is this operation particularly bold or daring? I don't know if it's bold. It's a hell of a plan. You're gonna pretend to be the other people. You know what? Yeah, I'm giving you a die for that. Is this plan overly complex or contingent on many factors? Not really. Does it expose a vulnerability of the target or hit where they're weakest? Are they strong against this approach? Not so much. Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight for this operation? Now, there is a good question. you're going to need to do that initial hack to get into that place, which is a big thing. And knowing when that ship is going to arrive and when that call is going to happen is a whole thing. Does anybody have any contacts that might help with something like that?
We have Takala, a dock master, and we have Satani, an extranet hacker. We have our hacker friend.
That's true.
So,
what am I?
But you're our mechanic, and
I hack too.
I know you hack too. But maybe two hackers.
I mean that's certainly on y'all.
And well, the Takala will probably know when that ship is supposed to be coming in.
Very potentially. Takala could be a dockmaster here on Sunder, if you would prefer, and they might be able to get a hold of like a arrival schedule or something for you, or at least alert you when that ship goes and finds a place to land.
Yeah.
In which case,
Zenith, you want to handle all the hacking on this? Cool.
Okay. I'll give you a die for that then. All right. So that is 3 dice on your engagement roll. That's a lot of dice for an engagement roll. So that is good stuff. So I am going to roll a fortune die for the Crypto Fade. We're going to roll 3 dice, and away we go. Boom. Let's just call this engagement roll. Whoop. All right. Ooh, hot 6.
Heck yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Let's see. 6. Good result. You are in a controlled position when the action starts.
Hell yeah.
All right. So, your buddy, like, Takala comes through. We cut to, I'm gonna guess, so Zenith, where do you do your best hacking, Zenith?
I feel like I still do it best on the ship, not the engine room. Like, think it's getting too hot. But what's a quiet place?
You got a cargo hold?
Yeah, I think I will do. I'll bring my like laptop rig and kind of like bring it to kind of set up my little hacker nest there and start.
Okay. So yeah, you got your computer, and we flip it open. The goggles come down, and it's like your screen showing one thing, and like it's going the other direction on the goggles, and there's like all this stuff flapping along, and meanwhile we see Takala, who is let's say a kind of a portly gentleman, average height. He's got like dark tan skin. He keeps his hair like very, very short. He's got like oil stains all over his hands and stuff. Older guy, maybe we'll say he's in his mid-50s. And we kind of cut over to him, and there's just like this little like notice of like he has like a list of like inbound ships, and like transmission signals that are coming off of them or something. And as soon as one of them like pops up and like automatically highlights itself green, he just sort of like taps it for a second and then taps another thing on another screen. And you, Zenith, just get a little like whoop note from Takala that's just like, I'm going to make a quick note that Takala is a dockmaster on Sunder, because now that is established in the fiction. That just is like, it's time. And so you were trying to hack into this signal. So go ahead and give me that hack roll. You will be doing this. It'll be a controlled standard effect to intercept the call. And as ever, if you would like to push yourself, if anybody can pitch me on an assist, or if anybody wants to spend a gambit.
Zenith rolled.
Yeah, I rolled already.
My thing doesn't make noises like it's supposed to. I don't know why. Usually it makes a little.
Yeah, I just noticed that. I didn't hear the whoop.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
that's weird. Oh, whatever. whatever.
I did roll.
Apologies, I had the window buried a bit. Let's move that over here so I can't miss it. Excellent. There we go. You got a sweet 5. Okay, so, all right. So let's see. You hesitate, withdraw the different projects you did. All right, so that is a partial success.
Nice.
Okay, so you see the signal kind of coming in. Essentially, a phone rings. We cut briefly to the deck of the or like the not the deck, but like we cut to a room, a really posh, nice room, with just an absolute sleazebag look to it. And for a half second, a screen on the desk goes like incoming call, and it goes boop, and the signal just terminates. I'm gonna take a moment to start a clock. Don't worry about this clock. Just gonna start a clock. That's a thing I can do. And I need to set that clock to have a pie slice on it. And oops. We're just gonna apologies. There. Okay. I have a clock. Don't worry about that, folks. But yeah, you intercept the call. And it does exactly what you were hoping to do. It reroutes the signal to the crypto fade. There is now... Okay, so where in the ship, since this is a controlled position, where in the ship do you want to route this call to? Because so far we've had a lot of calls in the galley, but like you've also got like the bunk room everybody sleeps in, you've got the bridge, you've got this cargo hold you're in. Who's taking this call and where are they? Which I leave to the three of you, like Praxis, Thorn. Where's this call getting routed to? Because wherever it's getting routed to, a screen now is going, incoming call.
Can I do a flashback?
Totally.
I want to, since we know that we're going to, so Rich, we have to look at least, right? So I want to flash back to where, because we had those 2 cred, and I'm thinking we bought some nice clothes because we learned that terminal velocity place is nice. So we want to make sure if we have to go there, we blend in. And then we know that we would have to make part of the ship, like, I don't know, presentable, like very, you know, like slick. So I want to flash back to us doing that. And then
Joy.
Who's taking the call?
I would think I have some sort of like app or whatever that changes voice. So like if you want, I can take like
you could make it voice only.
And just like maybe like as a flashback of research, like I kind of record like his voice or something on recordings and then just use it as a way of like I can just like put it like a tape on my throat and like take the call.
Oh wow. Okay, so you want to mimic Flex's voice specifically?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all right.
I mean, if we're intercepting the call, but I mean, Praxis, or if you have something.
I think maybe a representative. Do you really think he takes his own calls?
He almost certainly doesn't.
Yeah,
that's true.
In fact, this guy.
I feel like ours have secretaries.
Yeah, 100%. He has some kind of personal assistant. 1000%. You don't even like that's common knowledge. You would know that.
Okay. Does anyone want to take that role?
I can do that.
All right, Praxis.
Okay, so
Praxis, how sober are you?
Incredibly sober.
I'm
disastrously sober.
But we'll do this, and then you can have fun times.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay.
Okay, so so real quick, just to do one thing, because Thorn, you did want to have a quick flashback to something. So in terms of fanciness, are you talking about like trying to mock up part of the crypto fade, or
basically clean it up to where it looks like it could be not like fancy, but like in a very sort of like this could be in like an office space or something. just make sure there's no rust in the back. We don't have, anybody's underwear.
I'm curious, are they going to see our ship?
It would be a video. So basically, it'd be like a Zoom call.
Oh, gotcha.
It's just a video call. Is all that's happening.
Right. So I want to make sure that we're all nicely dressed in case we all have to go, and then we just cleaned off a nice area to where, yeah, this could be on a yacht. It's not. There's no fixes. Underwear is gone.
Just some fake wood paneling up behind everything.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? I'll say so. That's easy enough. I'll say that's a zero stress flashback because that's like not really intense. You're kind of just picking up the place, which is fantastic. Like maybe you just found like a one of the outward facing windows in the ship, and like you just framed it up so that all you see is like the window behind whoever's taking this call, and you put some curtains or something up. Is sort of what you're looking for.
Yes.
What the heck action do you want to roll to find out how well this goes? Like, what's your pitch on the action there? Because that's a weird one.
How well Praxis interacts with the people?
Oh, no. Praxis will be making an action roll in just a second.
Oh, okay.
Don't you worry, we're getting to Praxis. But you wanted to do a flashback, so you people trying to clean up the ship.
Rig?
Yeah. Rig together mechanical solutions, create mechanisms. Sure. I'll let this fly as a rig. We'll say that this is... Okay, so...
I'm rolling, right? Yeah, I'm rolling.
Yeah, I'm gonna... Yes, 100%. This is risky standard. Because looking respectable is not something... You're a pilot, standard. A mechanic, and whatever the hell Praxis is. Looking respectable is not something any of you normally do. It's a risky standard. I will offer you a devil's bargain, however. If you do want to spend one of your cred to get some nicer stuff and nicer clothes, I will give you an additional die on this roll. But it will spend one of the cred you've got sitting in the ship. Take it or leave it. That's my devil's bargain.
I'll do it.
Okay. So there's just a brief montage of you going out and shopping and getting really nice curtains and like some really like sharp clothes for Praxis, whatever like fancy business casual is for you. Congratulations, that's what you're wearing. Your hair's been all nice and cleaned up. I don't know what personal hygiene means for Praxis, but you've engaged in a lot of it for this.
Okay, so I get 1 dice, right?
Yeah.
Can I assist?
What? So I get 1 bonus dice, right?
One bonus die. Yeah,
got
sorry.
1 bonus die.
I thought you meant 1 die total, and I'm like, what? No? What?
Okay,
what?
so far I have 1 bonus dice. Do we want, because I've spent the cred, do we want anything else, or?
I mean...
I could assist as well.
Sure. How are you assisting?
So... some of Praxis's unrevealed backstory means that she has a pretty good eye for what especially a criminal would consider fancy and high class and respectable.
Good. So like Thorn starts to, like you're at some like tailor or something, and you like Thorn starts to reach for like one of the suit jackets, and you're like, no.
This one.
Oh yeah, that's right, because Thorn has no fashion sense.
It's like maybe not the gold lame. Let's not do that.
No, we want something a little bit more toned down.
Oh, okay. So purple doesn't go with this burnt green thing? No. Okay. All right, so now I have 2 bonus dice. We're good?
And
okay.
For assisting, make sure that Praxis, you take 1 stress.
Yep.
Because that was a very stressful thing to have to take care of.
Okay.
You guide Thorn around a store. All right.
Dang.
That's a crit.
That's a crit on a risky. Okay. Let's see. So normally that would generate a gambit, but you already have your maximum 2 gambits. I think it's a ceiling of 2. I should double check that. I'll double check that in a second. Critical. You do it with increased effect and add a gambit if you haven't spent 1 to this roll. All right. So Which honestly, I'll double check the rule later. I'll just go ahead and give you the gambit for right now. Whee! Gambits. So yeah, this it looks nice. Like honestly, with that money you spent, you get like maybe part of like a little desk or something, and like that you set up next to the window. You really clean up the place. Like maybe put like some not paint, but like a kind of like futuristic wallpaper that instead of like your usual like awful dull gray like walls and stuff, it like looks really nice. You get some lighting in. Praxis, you're looking fucking sharp. Just so good.
Yeah, I put my goggles down for a bit and kind of check out Praxis.
Praxis would be wearing a very well tailored suit, nice cufflinks and everything. You'd be able to see like the hint of a tattoo coming up the side of her neck.
Which is exactly what I think these people needed to see, because, so yeah, you've got, the phone's like, bloop, bloop, incoming call is ringing on the little comm unit in front of you, Praxis.
Alright, and so I will push the button and go, well, good evening.
You get, the screen that meets you is just a text display that says, like, voice only, and, a little sound form underneath it. And a rough feminine voice comes over the line and says, yeah, I need to speak to High Rise.
Mr. High Rise is unavailable. I am his personal assistant. What can I do for you?
Typical. All right. Tell him I have the item, and if he wants to make his exchange... And then, like, a little, like, data thing kind of comes up, showing the name and location of, the terminal velocity bar. It's like, this is where we'll meet. I'm going to be there in 3 hours. Tell him to send his goons with the money.
Can do.
Whoop, the call ends. You didn't even need a roll for that, because, like, that was just so... y'all were, like, just so perfect. Like, nah, I'm gonna give you that one.
Sick.
Shit went so well. Okay, so yeah, you have... They recognize you, at least, now, Praxis.
Yay.
And, the call did not get through to One Flex High Rise. What do you do?
Like, okay, we got the information. I'll just, like, show it to everyone and be like, so I guess we go to this bar in 3 hours. Text only.
Does that?
But we look good enough to go that terminal velocity place.
True.
Zip chimes in. Y'all look sharp.
Thank you, Zip.
Is that a compliment?
Okay, you look like dog shit, Praxis. I don't know. What do you want from me?
I feel like dog shit. It's fine.
Well, that's the life of being a criminal. Try not to get killed, because, yeah. This sounds dangerous.
Thanks, Zip.
You're welcome, Zen.
Oh.
So,
Bar?
should we all
Yeah.
Are we all three going? I kind of want to check it out. Maybe a little pre-party. Hey.
You have some time to kill, although you're on the job right now.
That's fair. Damn it.
I guess we need to make our final decision. Are we going to the place and doing the pretend exchange with the money? We don't know how much it is.
Nope.
Forgot about that. Frack.
Oh no.
Oh no, plan thwarted.
No, we're still going.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Tell them we'll transfer it electronically. It's fine.
Do we want to do the whole, he sent his assistant, I can't believe this bit? Because they know you.
Oh, they do. Maybe. That might work. Maybe.
Okay.
I usually did say, like, have your goons bring the money, but the money is...
We just have to pretend to have money.
Yeah.
In a thing.
But I'm pretty... but if I were a rebellion that's kind of desperate and in need of resources, I'd check the money right then and there, no.
So, we could...
Yeah,
we could just
go.
I was gonna say, we could just cut to the bar.
Okay. Yeah.
So
we always
figure it out
flashbacks.
later.
We always
That's
have
sure.
flashbacks.
That's how the game works, right? We just like,
Yes.
yeah, I'll figure it out later.
Yeah.
So, while I pull up my, it's as posh as you really get on Sunder. The terminal velocity is, again, it's on one of the higher levels, and as you enter it, it's noteworthy because the floor in here it's still metal, but it's not like crappy riveted together garbage metal. It's like actually like flush sheets that are meeting each other. The sign out front works. It's a big neon sign. It's just like terminal velocity, and it's got a very kind of festive 80s vibe to it, is how I would describe it. Once you get inside, this is what you would think of when it's like a relatively decent dive bar. So like there are like laser pool tables out that people are playing at. There is a functioning working jukebox playing future country music. Twangy slide guitar is coming out of it as you enter. There's a number of people at tables boisterously playing some kind of future card game with like dope hollow cards that have like Pokemon flying out of them or something. They're definitely gambling because there's a big pile of money in the middle of the table as well. The bar not only looks clean, but there's like bottles and glasses and a bartender who doesn't look like they've just rolled around in their own filth a whole bunch. And like the walls are really the only thing that kind of betray that, like, oh right, I'm still stuck inside a crummy space station, because like there's like pipes and stuff coming out of things and like going somewhere up into the next floor. You don't know why. There's a few signs hanging around for various different kinds of liquors. There's like a Nightmare Stallion sign like with a clock on it in the back wall. You know, that kind of thing. And there are a bunch of tables. Again, unusual for Sunder, all the tables and chairs match here. And a handful of booths. And from the little like data slate thing that came up that you received, it said that like, yeah, there's a booth in the back corner a bit. That's where they're expecting to meet you when they show up. What do you do? Twang, 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 twang. Twang, twang.
Yep. Well, Praxis should be sitting. Should we be goons, Zenith? Goon-ish?
Yeah, there's no way I would. I can't imagine. I just want to be silent and. And it's all black, which is perfect. So.
Practice B.
Okay.
Yeah.
Praxis, how about you?
So Praxis would have with her just a nice, discreet briefcase. And
Okay.
would probably like be leading the pack.
For
Kind of
sure.
slide into the booth.
All right. You have a seat. As you enter, like, the bartender doesn't make like an obvious like, I am watching you the whole time, but they're kind of like glancing up at you as you walk through the bar. A couple of the other patrons like don't really give you any notice whatsoever, because this sort of thing happens all the time at the terminal velocity. Time passes. At some point, you see a woman in her early 40s. She's got very dark brown skin. She's got like just a pile of messy red hair that's like tied back underneath a bandana. She's wearing very rough, like Star Wars clothes, you know, like she's got like the bulky jacket with a bunch of like patches and stuff on it, and like, you know, baggy pants that have obviously been repaired several times. And she is carrying a big sort of like rectangular oblong case in one hand, and on her opposite side, like that's in her right hand, on her left hip is just like the biggest, nastiest blaster pistol you have ever fucking seen in your life. And she kind of like, as she walks in, she just kind of like skims the room a little bit and starts making a beeline towards your booth. And she approaches the three of you. What do you do, if anything, before this woman introduces herself?
Praxis will kind of look up like she hasn't been paying attention to the room the entire time and offer her a smile and gesture to a seat.
Yeah, I think I'll stand, and sort of like shuffles a little bit. Her eyes kind of constantly darting between Zenith and Thorn.
I just stare right back at Aisha.
Okay. So you have the the money we agreed to?
I'm gonna pick up the briefcase and set it on the table.
You'll forgive me if I count it?
Yes. When she goes to open it, I would like to use my side dancing.
Oh, okay.
Which says, you may push yourself to cloud a target's mind and sway them in the face of contradictory evidence.
Nice. Nice.
So the briefcase is like, it's just got paper in it.
Okay. So you basically want to mess with this woman's head to make her think that it's full of money.
Yes.
Huh. Okay. That's
Try to see how I can assist with that.
actually pretty good. That's actually pretty good.
I love it. Fuck yeah, Praxis. Rock on.
Okay. So, jeez Louise. Yeah, that would be so you're making it a tune roll essentially.
Yes.
And you are going to be pushing yourself. So, when you push yourself, you know, take 2 more stress. And then there are additional features apparently that you can also for additional stress.
Yeah.
Which is they have only vague memories of the event, and it works on a small group. This woman is just a person, so.
Yeah. I would want to spend the extra stress so that they only have vague memories.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
That would be 2 for pushing myself, and then 1 for that. And then a tune roll. What is the position?
Wow. This...
It's kind of ballsy.
This is desperate.
Oh.
This is desperate standard. This is kind of a big ask. Like you've definitely kind of you've fooled people's brains before, but she very much wants this money, and she is very much expecting to not get cheated, and she is super on edge here. So you can go for this, but this is a desperate action. But standard result. Like if it goes through, she'll think it's money.
I get a bonus die for pushing, right?
Not you don't hear because you're using your push to side dance instead.
Okay. I'm going to spend a gambit to get a bonus die then.
Okay. Let's go ahead and use one of your gambits.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
6.
Oh, thank goodness you spent that gambit. Oh, goodness, she is a big gambit.
Dad, that could have gone real bad there.
Yeah,
really
bad.
bad.
The third die.
Okay, so first of all, go ahead and mark XP for what is a tune under? A tune under is under. So mark an XP for resolve, because whenever you roll on a desperate action, you gain XP under that specific attribute.
Beats.
6. You do it. Yeah, she opens up the case, like looks at it, kind of counts through the money, like sort of like basically like picks up one of them and like kind of like flicks through it to make sure that it's paper. We see this woman like looking through paper.
I'm kind of like looking at it and kind of having this like kind of worried face. Like...
and like sets it down there, like closes the lid of the thing. She takes the case she's holding and clunks it up onto the table. And says like, well, then I believe our business here is concluded. Thank you very much for your business. I don't know. I'm not any good at this crap. Like reaches and pulls the briefcase full of paper off of the booth.
A pleasure.
Praxis, I would check that container.
That's true. Praxis is gonna just kind of like peek into the container to make sure it contains a statue.
Okay. I need to roll something real quick.
Oh hell no.
Don't mind me. Don't mind me.
Oh no.
Oh god, all that's 6.
Fine, you're fine. You're fine. Don't even sweat it. Yeah, okay. So, there's just a little like control panel on the side of the box. You kind of boop boop on it, and there's like a hiss as it's like a little bit of air escapes from the bottom of the container. God, I'm losing my words right now. And the side of it kind of like slides up. Or I guess like all 4 of the sides of it just gonna go up like a little track. And sure enough, inside it, there is a 2-foot tall red statue of a woman in a robe dancing.
Okay.
Cool.
Close this box now.
Shunk.
That's a nice container for a statue now. Whatever. We got it. Let's go.
Should we go, or should we just call Halifax to come get this thing?
Yeah, let's get it out of our hands before
Yes.
You know how long your thing works?
That doesn't matter. She won't remember much of it. So when she discovers, that, she'll be really mad at Flex High Rise.
Fair enough. All right, I guess we'll call Halifax then to tell him we got the goods.
All right. Yeah, you send him a call. He's in the middle of like stuffing his face. He's got like a little like takeout box full of noodles. He's like stuffing his face with it when the call comes in, and he's just like, "Oh, hey, no, you." In fact, like he's also not in his usual like cheap suit with the shirt open. Like he's in like a white tank top that's kind of messy, and he's just clearly was not expecting this call already, and he just kind of stuff like, "Oh, okay, great, fantastic, Yeah. We need to arrange a drop. Wow. Okay. And, like he goes out of frame of camera, and you hear like clattering, and he comes back in, and he's holding like some kind of small device. He says, yeah. Okay. I'm gonna send you some coordinates that we're gonna meet at, because I don't want to do this on Sunder, because only idiots do these sorts of things in bars. Chuk 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 chuk. And then like plugs his you see, like reaches for a wire off screen, like plugs it into this little device, and sends you back on your communicator just a set of coordinates that are far from Sunder, but still inside this system. It's kind of just like it's a chunk of deep space, like way out of range.
So still on Orochi?
Yes.
Okay.
Still in the Orochi system. Yes, 100%. He's like, this is great. Holy shit! I knew you guys were amazing, but damn. I didn't think you'd work that fast.
Square.
Yeah. As soon as I've got it in my hands, babe, no problem.
Perfect.
Catch you cats later. Fantastic. And he cuts the signal. as you begin your egress from this place, your ill-gotten goods in tow. As you walk out, I need a roll. Right? Actually, you know what? Which one of you is at the front? Who would be leading this little troop of people out with your box of stuff? I'll put this back in the player's hands. I want to know who's leaving the bar first.
Probably Thorn, maybe. Or wait, Zenith looks very like don't mess with us. So maybe
it's all in looks, but I will gladly. Sure, why not?
Okay. Okay, so Zenith, as you're walking out of the bar,
God no. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Let's say a small person in gray clothes shoves their way into you.
What the?
And as a pair or as a pair of larger small people in gray clothes swarm Praxis to grab the case.
Oh no.
Oh, heck no.
What do you do?
I want to scramble away from the smaller person and try to help out Praxis and get the container.
Okay. Sure. Give me a scramble.
Okay.
That will be... That's risky standard. This is adventure space shit.
Oh god. This is not good. Oh. God, that bonus.
Neat.
Oh.
Okay. Cool.
I told you, I'm not... yeah, tough is not my... It's an facade.
Fantastic. Okay, so the problem here is that, yeah, you try to get away from this kid, maybe? But as they've sort of gotten the drop on you and gotten a surprise on you,
yeah,
they also reached for a stun rod and just plant that sucker into your abdomen. I would like you to take the...
Oh, you little kid.
God, I think this might be... Oh, I'm looking at the wrong sheet. Sorry, I'm just going to look at the harm chart. Yeah, I want you to take the level 2 harm, like electrocuted, essentially.
Okay.
Which unfortunately means you are unable to stop them from swarming poor Praxis.
As I go down, I'm just like, you little shit.
Praxis, yeah, there are two, they're you get a slightly better look at them. They're like in gray clothing, and they've got like black masks like pulled up over like the lower parts of their faces. And two of them, one of them like pulls a knife, and the other one is just making a move for the case as they come at you. What do you do?
How big is this case? Like, am I carrying it one-handed or with both hands?
It has a handle on it to carry it one-handed. It's
Okay.
a little bit taller and a little bit wider than, let's say, it's like 2.5 feet tall by... I guess a foot and change wide? It's a relatively small statue. It's only a little bit bigger than the statue is.
Okay.
And yeah, you can carry it one-handed.
Okay. I think what I want to do is kind of like raise my voice and be like, excuse me, what are you doing? Because I know the bartender was watching us.
A little bit.
And I think I would use command for that. To just try to like get the bartender to be like, hey, yo, no.
Oh, this is, sorry, I should have been clear. This is just as you were leaving the terminal velocity. Like the
just
moment you stepped
outside.
outside the door, like Zenith got jumped, and these two people are making moves on you. But you're still welcome to use command to like shout at these small people who are armed and angry. Or, well, maybe they're not angry, but they seem to have a purpose here. Because their hands are coming for the box.
Yeah, I'll try it anyway, just to see if I can get them to at least pause.
Okay. Yeah, then you can roll on command. I would say that this is risky limited.
Yeah.
Because, you know, yelling at people, they don't really want to... And there's a couple of them. They got numbers on you.
Want any help or...
Oh, that's a 5.
No, you don't need it.
5.
You're fine.
Okay. So, all right.
So my intent is to kind of get them to back down or at least be a little bit intimidated going forward.
Yeah, which, so that does, you know, like with... Praxis can be an opposing presence when she very much wants to be. And the one who, like, draws the knife, like, hesitates as you start shouting of just like, oh, God, okay, wow, you're actually... This is scary. And they seem like a little out of their depth here. And you see them kind of, like, step back and shake a bit. The other one, though, not so much. Like, they dive for that case. And, like...
So, Thorn, this is her friend.
Mm-hmm.
And you do not, this is her new family. You do not do this. She wants to step in between and draw her blaster.
Okay. Interesting. So that actually is more of a resistance than it is. So resistance isn't something we've super talked about. Because when you resist consequences... Oh my god, I need to find the section on that, because that is not in my book here.
Boo.
Damn it. Resistance and armor. Here we go. Because you can step in to make a resistance roll on someone else's behalf. So if you would like to keep that consequence from happening, so what was going to happen, I should say, is that that other person, like the person with the knife was cowed, and like they're not going to attack Praxis, but the person going for the box is absolutely going to get their hands on the box. And I'm trying to think of how to handle the situation here. Crap. We're also almost out of time, which means I need to wrap this pretty soon. So what I'm going to say, we'll put it this way, then. No, the other smaller person, they get their hands on that box, and they kind of tuck and roll. And they are just, like, flailing, trying to get pell-mell out of this area. But that person with the knife is still absolutely there. And if you want to step in front of them and draw your gun, totally. What's your intent with this action? Like, are you just trying to threaten this person, or are you going to try and shoot this person with a knife?
Well, the person with the knife was stopping, right?
Yes, they're stopped.
So I was trying to get the one who was after the box.
Yeah, they're gonna get that box and hit the ground running, unfortunately. They're just too fast going on. This is all, like, in seconds of time.
Then I want to subdue the one with the knife because we have questions.
Totally. Then yeah. So how are you doing that? Is that sounds like a what's it called? It sounds like a scrap to me, but you tell me.
What's the difference between scrap and scramble?
Scramble is I am running away from trouble. Scrap is I'm gonna punch trouble in the face.
I can still use it even though I don't have any ticks in it, right?
Absolutely. If you have no pips in a skill, you roll and take the worst of the two results.
Yeah.
Sorry, you roll 2 dice, I should say, and take the worst of the 2 results.
So So is it risky or desperate or?
Oh, apologies. I forgot to describe. This is risky standard. This is normal
Okay,
for
this
you.
is going to be risky. It's going to be standard. Can I either push myself, or is there a devil's bargain? Or
I can offer you a devil's. I mean, you can always push yourself for 2 stress. That is. Oh wait, that's how you get trauma. Huh? That's what I knew. Well, the thing I was trying to describe before stream, I totally blanked on. Yes, when your stress bar fills up, that's when you get trauma, and when you get 4 trauma, you retire. So that's why stress is very dangerous as a currency. You can always push yourself with 2 stress. If you want a devil's bargain, I will say, yeah. They're holding a knife and they're kind of jittery. If you don't concern yourself overly with that knife and just go in, you'll probably take harm in some capacity from that knife, but I'll give you an extra die to subdue them. You'll basically be exchanging harm with this person.
Okay, so that gives me 1. How many gambits do we have left?
2.
At least 2.
Do you mind if I spend 1?
Go for it.
So that'd give me 2, right?
Yeah, you would have the devil's bargain. Is you wanted to take that?
Yeah, I'm willing
and then
to.
The gambit would give you 2 dice. Yes.
Okay.
Ah. Okay, that's a hot 6. On a risky action. So, yeah. So I'm gonna say go ahead and take the level 1 harm like cut. It's a relatively like they try to take a swipe at you with it, but like it barely grazes your arm. It cuts those nice clothes you're wearing, but like no, it's just a small gash. And that's not great, but you know, you'll manage. But you just absolutely clobber this person to the ground. And the one that sort of stunned Zenith, like the one that's running, just shouts back like, Ricky, come on, let's get the hell out of here. And they kind of like stand up and look back at their friend and then start to bolt. But the one that's on the ground, yeah, you pin him to the ground and like pull back the mask. Yeah, it's just some kid. And on that, folks, we are going to have to call it here because I'm afraid we are at time. Yeah, you got jumped by kids.
Oh,
Well, it went too well. God damn it, stupid kid tasing me. Fuck.
It always does. It always does. So we need to real quick go around, do end of session, because at the end of the session everybody gets XP for stuff.
Woo.
So I'm going to start with Praxis. So at the bottom of all of your character sheets, this will be new for you, Zenith. There's a section on when the hell you mark XP.
Yeah.
Obviously, every time you roll a desperate action, which only came up once this session, but now that we're at the end of each session, for each item below, mark 1 XP in your playbook or any attribute you want, or you mark 2 XP if it occurred more than once. So, Praxis.
Yes.
Did you address a tough challenge with wisdom, or they call it the way? In this case, the flux.
Sure did.
There we go.
I mind manipulated someone.
You did. I'll definitely give you 1 for that, for sure, because you convinced that nice lady that it was money, which she's now going to take back to her terrorist friends. Good luck with that one.
Not going to remember me. It's fine.
Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
Yes.
Yes.
During the shopping montage, Thorn's going to learn. Yeah.
Really? The fact that you have some kind of criminal connections.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Why do you know so much about crime? So definitely take 1 for that. And did you struggle with your vices or traumas during this session? You literally overindulged and brought heat to the team. I'm just going to tell you that you should take 1 for that as well.
Yep.
So yes, you get 3 XP to divvy up however you want amongst your stuff.
Yay.
That is Praxis. Let's loop around to Hey Thorn. Did you address a tough challenge with speed or flair? This is kind of a weird one. Things went pretty smoothly for you all told. Although arguably I would say that you did address something with flair, because you blew it out of the water in terms of making that mock-up for the phone call for Praxis.
Okay.
I would say you definitely get one for doing something with flair, but if anybody has any ideas on any other speed or flair.
I like that. Yeah, that was pretty.
Okay. Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background? I mean, apparently you've never had caffeine or alcohol before, and you've eaten chocolate once.
Yeah, does that count as Yeah.
Your background is extremely unusual, like, to say the least.
No touchy fun.
No touchy fun?
I admitted to having no touchy fun.
That's true.
They're not ready for touchy fun, so
right.
There's something there.
God, that was so silly. You know, in fact, yes, I'm going to say, okay, that happened more than once then. Yeah, 2 for that one, so 3 total so far. And did you struggle with issues from your vice or traumas during this session? I mean, you kind of kept your shit under control, honestly.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So take 3 XP, distribute them as you see fit. And finally, and funnily, Zenith.
Yeah.
I've never had a mechanic before, so let's see here. Did you address a tough challenge with technical skill or ingenuity? Totally.
Yeah, I feel like the phone hack was kind of like was the challenge.
Yeah, 100%. You also did that in terms of when you hack those systems to like do the lay low action. Like you were like in there doing your cool hacking stuff. So yeah. Honestly, like I think I would definitely give you at least 2 for that one, because that occurred multiple times for sure.
Cool.
Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background? Zenith is just so over everything that is happening and so just hates everyone. It's great.
This point it's not even like heritage or background, not so much. In terms of beliefs, I don't even know if they have any. Right? Honest.
Which I think you've pretty thoroughly expressed for sure. Like, like honestly, it's also a good way to kind of like push you up so that you're a little more on level with everybody else.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't even ask like levels of where everyone else is at, because I kind of just started from.
Yeah, no, for sure. So like, no, I would say like take 2 for that one. So that's 4 total for, again, put that wherever you want. You can put that in Playbook Advancement. You can put that in your stats, however you like.
Oh, okay, that's how it works. Cool.
And then did you struggle with your vice or traumas during this session? And not really. Your vice didn't come up.
I enjoyed it. So.
All right, and then finally, the Crypto Fade is a character in its own right. So, did you execute a successful transport or smuggling operation? Nope. Did you contend with challenges above your current station? I mean, not really. The Sunrise Rebellion is kind of... You barely contended with them. You contended with one lady from it. And the high-priced lawyer that you're dealing with, like, he's fancy, but he ain't super fancy.
He's fancy, but he ain't shit.
Yeah. Did you bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one? I would say you're definitely resourceful. No, you did bolster your crew's reputation because you were bragging in a bar about how awesome you were.
Yep.
So yeah, I will totally give you 1 XP for that. Good job, Praxis. You did great. And finally, did you express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew? Which is very vague, I admit. So hard.
Drunk.
You did get really drunk.
Which seems to be a very central drive.
You know what? That's fair. I'll give you that one as well then. So yeah, 2 XP for the ship. Good job, you Crypto Fade. You're a mess. Okay, so that's into session stuff. We're gonna take it around the horn real quick and then get out of folks' way, because it is 2 minutes after 9 o'clock here in the Central Time Zone, which means I gotta wrap this thing up. So let's start. Let's go reverse way around. So we'll start instead this time with Michi. Tell the folks who you are, where we can find you, and plug stuff if you want to plug stuff. Yay! Time to plug stuff.
Hi, I'm Michi. You can find me on Twitter at Michisaurus and basically everywhere else on the internet. I am here on Saturday nights playing in this. Once we're back from hiatus, I am here on Sunday afternoons playing in our Legend of the Five Rings campaign, Steel Blossom Moon. And I'm here on Thursday evenings playing in a Powered by the Apocalypse hack inspired by Power Rangers, which is Millennium Knights. I also make and sell cold process handmade soap. You can find the link for that in the chat or on Etsy at Monsters and Mayhem Soap.
Good deal. Hey Thorn, who are you? Tell us about yourself.
Hi, I'm Michelle Ely. You can find me on Twitter at Michelle Ely or in our Discord, which is a wonderful place. I'm here on Saturdays, and then on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern is Riffs. Come join the sci-fi, fantasy, steampunk craziness that is Riffs.
It's a hell of a game, folks. Sometimes I get to be on it, and it's the highlight of my week.
Nice.
Hey Zenith, but who are you in real life?
Oh, well, isn't that the real question?
I don't fucking know, so hey.
My name is Gemma. I go by Kupo Knight around the gaming discords in the Twitterverse. You can find me on Kupo Knight. The O is a 0 because some dude has the original one. Someone please take it from him and give it to me. I am here Saturday nights now on Stars Asunder, which I had a great time, by the way. This was super fun. I'll be here in 30 minutes with Adventures in Agni. And then Sunday mornings, I'm doing Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern. I go on Nerds with Dice channel with Teddy, and we're doing an 8-episode miniseries, I think. 15 Days in Pasadena, which is at Capers Nor. PG, yeah, it's super fun. And then let's see, what else am I doing? When I'm not playing games, when I'm not obsessed and playing RPG games on stream, I have a podcast, Diverse Geeks in Focus, where we focus on marginalized voices in geek culture. That comes out every other Wednesday. Catch it on your podcatchers. Yeah, I think that's it.
Awesome. And I remain Fox Barrett at Fox_Barrett on the Twitter, where you can mostly find me liking and retweeting everything Anthony Oliveira says, because he's a very angry gay man, and I love him so much when he gets angry at Chick-fil-A in Ontario. So that's all I've been doing on Twitter really right now. I should probably hashtag engage more. But speaking of engaging with me, you already know about Scum and Villainy, which is awesome. Tomorrow night and Sunday nights, most Sunday nights, I am over on twitch.tv/devilsluckgaming. Sundays at 8 Eastern for their Shadowrun game, Emerald Knights and Neurospikes. The name is a lot. Wow. Our own Throck runs that game, and he's fantastic. On Mondays, here on this channel, at 9:30 Eastern Time, I am the executive producer for Side Quests. It's our weekly one-shot series, and my brain has already completely fallen out of my head as to
We're doing a Fate. I'm in that one. We're
yes.
doing
I'm in that one too.
Yes. These two lovely people are also going to be on that, and they're going to be playing Fate Core. It looks like some kind of Victorian, maybe steampunky thing.
Yeah.
We're like
secret
agents.
Take it to the man, the Empire.
Yeah. Whoop, and I just broke that. That's cool. And if you missed last week's, we played Honey Heist. It was amazing. I was a ghost.
So many friends.
The stroller. The
stroller. Go check out the VOD. And finally, the other big thing I'm on is every Wednesday at 3 o'clock Eastern Time, I'm over on the Steve Jackson Games channel, twitch.tv/Steve Jackson Games, helping them show off the fantasy trip with their show Live in the Labyrinth, where that game's a mess in a really great way. We've got an animated suit of dwarven armor that we call Gardy. We've started calling them Gardy, and they're our friend, and they help us fight invisible snakes. So come check that out Wednesdays Eastern time, 3 o'clock Eastern time on twitch.tv/SteveJacksonGames. I'm welcome to the party. Like, I'm our content manager. I try to find time to be on the Discord as much as I can. And that is the long and short of it. We've got Adventures in Agni coming up next, so stick around. Don't go nowheres, because you're going to want to see more of Koopa Knight doing what they do best, which is being amazing and awesome and cool. That's the thing they do. So with that, I will do just a real quick shout out once more to our sponsors, who we all love, which I'm having to look at over here because my brain is farting, so I got to get the heck out of people's way. So Nerdware, Tabletop Loop, Devin Rue, and of course, Roll20. Check them out, folks. You know you gotta love buying stuff. And on that note, I am going to take us out of here, so there we go. Stick around for Adventures in Agni. See you next week, folks. Bye!